Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Gilded Flask, where adventure is never far. And yeah, I'm not wearing my cape today.
Weird.
I wouldn't have noticed if you didn't tell me.
It's imposter Papa today. I just didn't feel like wearing it today because it's warm and it's sweaty and all that. So just do something different today. Anyways, hi, welcome. Good to have you. My name is Barry, and I will be your dungeon master for today. And I am joined by three wonderful people. Please introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Anne. I play Kalalalakat, the College of Spirits Bard, and possibly something else. Mayhaps, we don't know.
Hi, I'm Daniel. I play John Varenthal, the righteous human paladin of midnight with... never mind.
Okay, and I'm Marissa. I play Casariel, the ASMR Twilight Cleric. And I don't have anything cool to say after mine, because I don't know what they're talking about.
You're an SMR. You're inherently cool.
Yeah, true.
That's the cool thing.
A divine darling.
So if you've never visited our place before, we stream on Twitch, as you might have noticed if you're live with us right now, but we're also recording this to YouTube. So if you can't catch us on Twitch, you can catch us on YouTube and watch all of our episodes right there. We also have a couple of other social platforms where we are relatively active for a new starting channel. If you'd like to check all of those out, go to thegildedflask.com for a complete list, or look anywhere below above the videos for all the links. We have a couple of awesome people that we'd like to shout out before we start, and those are in no particular order. Pyram King, James RPG Art, and DM Andy, who's with us today in Twitch. Hello, Andy, for creating the wonderful maps and content that we will be using. Dchandra and Paradox for their amazing character art. And then we have Tabletop Audio, Scott Buckley, Phoenix Music, Alexander Nakarada, and I forgot the name of the guy again that made the song for Serial. And I'm not gonna put you.
Kazan, yeah.
Thank you, Alex Kazan. There we go, for the great musical scores and music that we have in our background. And with that, let's head into the tale.
Tell me, do you like ghost stories? I've been investigating people vanishing mysteriously into the night, never to return. It looks like I've found out where they've been.
Good evening.
I don't like this place. The air feels heavier.
Did you hear that?
What do you mean he's watching?
In this place, nothing is what it seems.
We come from an ancient land.
There's no time for this. What are you looking for?
This place has taken my father and my mother. It will not have me.
We gotta move, now.
Oh, I do love a good mystery.
Barovia is mine, and so are you.
I love that intro, and I say it every week, and I'm going to say it every week until we stop using that intro, which is never. Well, until the end of the series, at least. Marissa, you did such a wonderful job making this. Thank you so much. It's so cool to look at it. So where did we leave off last week? Wow, we had an impactful.
I think we're at the spa.
week, right?
Yeah, I think we're still at the brothel, right? We're at the Sanguine Rose.
Yeah.
So last week you went from Valaki to the windmill, to check out what the heck is going on there with the pies. Feeling that there is indeed something up with said pies, you found a very smart way to have an investigation about the windmill by turning 2 of the 3 party members invisible and just snooping about. And you found that indeed there are children locked up upstairs. Further adding into your belief that there are indeed children being put into the pies that you have so scrumptiously been eating over the last couple of episodes, and selling and sharing and giving away. And, yeah, that's a thing that you can rest easy knowing that you've been part of that.
You've been selling that.
You've been fighting the 3 old ladies that are living there who turned out to be night hags in a coven. You put up a good fight, but in the end, they did capture you, and now you are locked away in a cage with 2 more children. Well, 2 children. You guys are children. Awaiting what fate might befall you. The cage is has a anti-magic field around it, so that doesn't really help. And we left off basically right after the fight last week. So let's jump in and see what happens.
Question: was I paralyzed leading up to this? I think
you were, but you're not paralyzed anymore. Like enough time has passed that you've been pulled out, because paralyzation from that takes because it was from eye bite, right? On you?
No, the hold person. Which I think it's a minute long, but I think
that's a concentration
time for them to bring it up to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a concentration, so they can give it up whenever they want. When you're in a cage, they'll willingly give that up. So, you're in a cage with the 2 children, being Myrtle and Reek, for those of you that don't know. And Morgantha, the oldest of the 3 women. We might as well call them witches by now, right? Like, we know.
Witches.
Hags. Steps forward and looks at all of you, and she says, "Perhaps you should have considered that what we do here is important, and we would very much like to keep on doing this for the good of, well, us. Attacking us is never a good idea. And now that we've locked you away safely, I would suggest you think on that for a little while we go downstairs and freshen up a bit. Wouldn't we, sisters?" And the other 2 nod in agreement. She looks at the 3 of you and says, "Anything you'd like to add before we just leave you to your devices for now?"
Carla wants to spit on her.
Heck, how do you roll a spit in a character sheet? That's that's a heck. That's an intimidation. Go ahead and roll an intimidation.
All right, let's see. Not a good stat for me. Yeah, that's a 7.
Okay.
Better feet.
You make. I'm not gonna make the hawking sound, but you basically make that really like I'm gonna loogie at you, and it flies out the cage and just like deadpan hits like the center pole of the windmill. Yeah. And she sees that flying past, grins at you, walks up to it, puts her finger through it, and you would do nicely as well. And with that, they decide to walk downstairs. The floor is yours. What do you do?
Well, shit. What will we do? They're going to heal. They're going to recuperate.
John's just sort of looking down at the symbol of Saloon that he has wrapped around his wrist, and he's looking at his hands. I don't understand.
I know.
What are we going to do? We could have stopped them.
We've come up against something that's just too powerful for us. Sarah will look at the two kids and like just basically gesture with her eyes for Carla and John to figure something out while she distracts them, so they're not so scared. So she'll like go over and like play like a patty cake or whatever with them and try to just keep their mind off of being in a cage.
Carla will
So
like
you did
see
so,
that and pull out like a pack of cards so that you could try and maybe teach them or something like that to keep them distracted
Okay.
for you.
Yeah.
So you did do that last week as well, and while they definitely noticed that this isn't a good sign, they're appreciating the gesture, and since they're small children, they will eventually also give in to it and just forget about their predicament for the time being.
John, you two are ridiculously strong. I've never worked with anyone like you before. I've never really worked with people before. But you two are incredibly strong, and within the first minutes, they had downed both of you. I couldn't save you. I don't know what to do.
I don't understand.
They're offering a deal for our life, but I know you two won't.
Saloon has always strengthened me, guided me. She wasn't enough. I wasn't enough. I feel so useless. I can't.
They could try to break us out, but that doesn't change the fact that they're still down there. It doesn't change the fact that they're still much more powerful. I got us out, and they still took you guys back. And if we leave, if we take whatever deal, they might kill these children.
I can't let that happen, but I don't know how I can stop it. He takes the symbol off and looks at it a little bit more, and he covers it and he puts it in his pack. He's no longer wearing it.
The two children that are being entertained by Casariel at the moment, they yawn a little bit. And you're very close to a window. You notice it's like dark outside.
I need to think about this. And he's gonna go over to the corner and just sort of sit down cross-legged and think. Pray. I'm doing this.
Carla is going to, for lack of nothing better to do, pull out her thieves' tools and see if the lock will even give. She'll tinker with it.
All right. So you can reach the lock, indeed. It is on the outside of the cage, but you can definitely reach it. Give me a sleight of hand check on that. Let's see what happens.
Oh yeah, all my good rolls were done last week, sorry. Yeah,
No.
that's a 12.
Ooh, no. You try, but because the lock is on the outside of the cage as well, so you don't really have a good eye on it, it's hard. So you make a good effort, but the lock won't budge.
Kind of fall back a little bit, and I think, kind of look over, and I'm like, they're going to go and they're going to rest. They're going to get stronger again, but we can too. We just need rest. We need to keep rotation so that no one is sleeping. You know, not everyone is sleeping, but someone is always awake so that if they do come up, we can alert the others. We need to have a plan if we can escape. You know, maybe when they open the lock to maybe take us out or take out the children, we could try then.
You two feel free to get some rest. I'll keep an eye out.
No,
at least I
John,
can
you
do
need
something.
rest more than any of us do.
We all do. We're all better, stronger together. We just need... We'll divide it as we usually do.
I need to be able to do something, Sariel. I've been useless. This entire time. Saloon, I don't know if I did something to lose her favor, but I haven't felt. I did nothing. I need to do something, Sariel. Let me have this.
Well, if we make it out, I'm going to cover up their ears. If we make it out of this cage, we are going to come back and get our revenge. For us and for these children, for all the children. But right now we need to do what's smartest. And you being weakened in any way is it's bad for us. We need you to be strong. You've got that potion. Could you bend the bars if you take that potion? Do you think? Could you bend these bars, John? What if we weakened them of some way? I can try to make fire magic like I did before. Do you remember?
Yes. That's a plan. How about we wait, because they will eventually come back for us. They will have to open the cage. We just have to bait them into it. They come in, we pump John full of that potion, send him off on them.
I don't think we should
escape.
try to face
Strike
them
when they
again. I
open
think we should try to escape. There's a hatch right up here. It goes to a room upstairs, and it's open. It's like a roof. We could perhaps jump or fly.
Yes. What's up there?
What was up there? Wasn't it like barrels and stuff?
Up in the attic, there is a bit of storage, and there were a couple of shelves that you noticed that had little bottles on them that gave off a faint glow.
Oh, right. Magic. Bottles that glowed. Could be potions. I don't know. But I don't think we should try to face them. I think that's... We tried that already. And now we've got 2 children.
Yes.
So...
It's an option, but what if it doesn't work, then he takes the potion for nothing? It's no longer an arsenal.
Well, could you bend the bars where we could all get out and then escape through the roof?
If I look at the bars, if I look at this cage, going just by, like, are they, does it look very sturdy, well-made steel? Like, what does this cage look like?
It does, but still, like, there's not a cage made of twigs, but even as far as steel goes, this is not the best quality you've ever seen. But it's steel, all right.
Do you guys want to... How long do you think we have? Do you think we have time for a short recuperation?
Well, we could
Would be best to at least make
try, but what if they come back and take one of the children? What do we do?
If they do that, if they open the door, I'll have to do something.
If they do that, we just
training.
keep them talking.
Night hags? Night hags are... Wait. I mean, and there's 3 of them. They're stronger together.
What was it we learned about them that they like you said, they're stronger together? Would it be possible to
link in and out of...
Would it be possible
don't know where.
to... I mean, we've seen the drills. We've run the drills before, focusing fire to break an enemy's will, to force them back, to intimidate them. And I just don't know. We tried that, and I couldn't even. I couldn't even fight.
I know. I know. That's why I think we should try to escape and get out of here and sneak away.
We won't have a fighting chance in the state that we're in. Not even a little bit. Even a short bereavement to...
So if
yes. Might give us something. An edge.
If I rest, one of you is willing to look. I should
Those are
be
your
the
bag.
one, but...
What do you... Don't you have 2 potions?
I pull over my pack and I start looking through, and I find I have this odd potion labeled hangover potion. I've got a random key. I got this from the Barovian house. You want to see if it fits the lock? That'd be crazy. I hand it over.
Carla will snatch it up and do it.
Right. The key, as you move it closer to the lock, you notice that the end of the key, like the beard of the key, I believe it's called, right? Actually adjusts to the size of the lock. You can visually see as if it's going through like a weird, like funny mirror or something. It just sizes back down to the size of the lock. It looks like it might actually fit.
Going to give it a try.
Wait.
Right.
Let's
Okay,
make a plan,
okay.
because if it does turn, it's possible that they have this trapped so that it will tell them if we leave it. So we've got to know exactly where we're going, exactly what order, and then exactly what's happening when we get up there. Okay, it's a long drop. It's 3 stories up. So
Yes.
how
Would
will
one
get
of
down?
you take one child each, maybe on your back? Are you strong enough for that? I couldn't. They're basically the same size as me.
If I do what, and he holds up like you can't see the weapon, but like there's markings on his arm where the weapon sort of inlays into, and if I do what I know I can do, I don't think I can take anyone with me. If I go down though, I might be able to catch someone and he looks back at the stairs to make sure they're not being listened to. I might be able to catch someone if you throw them down.
You can Misty Step. I'll fly. I can probably take one of the children, but if not, they could jump. And we could catch them. And then you could jump.
I've got rope as well. I could climb down. It would be slower, but I'd be safer.
True.
We have to be quiet.
If we do wait for a short rest, there is a possibility that I could make it down. Spirits are willing.
I think that's a good idea. We should short rest for sure.
Let's take
John,
a bit of a
that
rest.
potion, the green potion,
This is hangover potion on it. I don't.
it's a potion of vitality.
Oh, right.
Redcon.
Redcon. It's a potion of vitality.
It's a potion of vitality. Do you know what that does? So,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it takes away exhaustion, disease, poison, 24 hours. You regain the maximum number of hit points from any hit die you roll. Okay, so you should take that.
Yeah. Especially with your down
Then you
to-
won't have
Wonder-
exhaustion anymore.
well, does it? So I'm not exhausted. Does it remove curses?
Oh, you're not exhausted right now?
No, I have no exhaustion. I just have no
Okay.
health.
He's got
Well, you
half
can
his hit
regain the
points.
maximum
Yeah.
number of hit points
You get regain
But
maximum
at a
number of
short
hit points
rest,
from
you'll-
every roll.
from any die roll. Yeah.
Right. So I'm not actually. I'm not missing much
Yeah.
health. I just have
Okay.
no.
I thought you were
maximum
exhausted.
health, No.
Okay.
No. I think we should take a rest and see if we might be able to do that when we wake up.
If they come back, I'll talk us out of it. I'll give us time. Anything, just if you two can magically get away. It'll only take me a moment to
and if
wiggle my way out. I'll figure out something. I'm nimble.
if they
Not
do
leaving
come
you here,
back,
no way.
if they open this
I
gate,
don't expect you to. I would hope you would tear down this door in order to get me, if you did. But my gift is my words. I might be able to buy us time if they show up.
if they open this
If
gate,
they show up before the short rest.
I'll try to buy as much time for you two. You two get the children out of here. You two run. I'll try to buy as much time as I can.
And the problem is that this foe is so much more powerful than us. They have they turned you into, what was it?
Is there
I
any
mean,
roadmap?
that's the sort of thing we just can't do yet. I have dispel magic.
I may be able
I think
to,
I can dispel it, but
but I may be able to stall them long enough for you to escape.
You have the ability to escape faster than I do through arcane magic.
I can't.
Arcane
bring
and magic are
anyone
the same
else.
thing. Never mind. But you can't? Misty Step? Well, we could throw the child to you if you went down. There's options there if you go first. All I will need
Yes.
is you guys to have a couple of seconds and I will follow straight after.
If what I'm saying is yes, if we are able to get out of here and to go and to try to escape that way, I agree that is a great plan. But if they come back and they open this gate, I'll hold the line. And you escape. Promise me you'll get these children to safety. Cesario, promise me.
You're asking me to leave you here. That is something I could never do, John.
You know me. I'll find some way out.
If I should turn you into a mouse again, you might be able to crawl out.
He's gonna turn and back to his corner and sort of lay down and try to rest.
All right. So do you guys want to take a short rest or a long rest?
Short rest.
Short.
Short rest. All right. You can take your short rest, so go ahead and apply that. However, just before you press your buttons, there's always a but. Right? The night has set in, and while it's still pretty cloudy, the night sky is also pretty lit, which would lead you to believe that it is a full moon tonight. For the hour that you rest, the three of you do feel a certain energy coursing through you. You've been through a lot, and defeat is not always the preferable outcome. But that doesn't mean that you haven't run the match. The energy coursing through you reinvigorates the three of you, and hopefully lifts your spirits a little bit as the three of you level up to level 6.
Ooh.
So it is technically a short rest. The time will only move for 1 hour, but it basically counts as a long rest because it's a level up. John,
Yes.
for you especially, the well, not exhaustion, because we just established it, right? The half hit points situation that you have is broken by this.
Woo! That's huge for me. Oh.
I can fly now.
Okay.
Fabulous.
So let me
I can
retcon
fly-
that level up until you guys are outside.
I'm not trying to brag, although it is pretty sweet. I'm just saying I can fly. This solves our problem. I can fly
Yeah.
for 1 minute, so I can fly up, get the kids,
Yeah.
fly down.
So I'm not
And
saying
you
I was gonna
can
say-
fly down.
Just grab onto the fucking cage and just like spread your wings and just like, there you go.
like, I'm
Flying
not saying
cage.
I'm better than you. I'm just saying that you're worse than
Yeah,
me.
I'm an ASMR. You know what I mean? So I'm like
Yeah.
technically an angel, but like whatever. It's not a big deal. I don't like to make a big deal about it.
Uh-huh.
I can now burn this place to the ground with a fireball, so I reckon we fly out of here and I throw this shit down.
All right. Something else. Another thought. I also can message anyone on any plane of existence. Don't suppose you think that Count von Zarevich would come save us?
We're at our last straw. I'd take his help over theirs. Irina could still be alive, but I know that these children are dead, so I'll take it. I'm not happy about it, but I would take it.
What about
You would.
the knight, the paladin, the skeletal paladin? The one with
He
the-
seems tied to his location.
Right.
While Strahd has shown up in the most strangest of places. It's worth a shot. Anything is worth a shot
Yes.
to get us out of here.
Oh. I can't think of anyone else who would care enough to save us.
Can't either.
If you've applied your level up, just let me know.
I'm
Yes.
one spell away. All right. I
Yep,
think
take your time.
I think I have to do this.
Welcome to my world. Every time I take a long rest, I have to
Yeah.
choose my spells every. This is how I'm like trying to do this and still roleplay. Oh goodness.
Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness indeed.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
As the full moon pierces through the window and John's symbol is tucked away, you start hearing him sort of mumbling to himself. Are we all ready to wake up?
Go ahead.
He starts mumbling, and you can hear sort of from the other corner.
Time to sleep, my puppet John. I've more need for brains than brawn.
And he turns over and sort of sits in a slightly swaying cross-legged pose and looks at you. You say anything to him?
Oh, we see this? Oh, God.
Yes, you see this.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Seems my John was going to let slip the game too soon. So I pulled the string. There are so many strings.
What are you?
Carla. Little hands,
John.
big theories, quick thoughts. Always jumping to conclusions. Clever one. You see more than you're with. But still so blind. Pages and stories have endings. Are you so quick to rush to yours?
You don't let go of a friend, you'll be rushing to yours.
Oh, if I let go of your friend, you may be meeting your end all too soon. I don't think I'm done with him yet. I don't think I'm done with any of you yet.
Ariel?
Who are you?
Names have many meanings, many things. Names are unimportant to me, but Cassariel, sweet Cassariel, dangerous Cassariel, searching for belonging and never quite. You miss your mumsy. Well, seems she went and got herself lost. Or was she just trying to get a little peace from you? Are you so sure she wants to be found by you?
I'm going to send you back to whatever fucking plane you came from.
No, you can do
You
whatever
piece
you
of
like.
fucking shit.
You can do whatever you like to me, but you may just ruin the puppet that I've claimed.
If you hurt him,
No. Oh, why would I want to hurt him? He's perfectly fine. He works very well. He's strong. He's got a nice little connection to your moon. The only one around here who might hurt him would be you.
I would never hurt him. But if you're so strong, why don't you get us out of here? So powerful, so full of knowledge as you rattle on.
The difference between you and I is that I am unwilling to let go of a puppet that works with strings for a couple of any gestures to the children. Puppets with no strings. Useless.
Surely you don't want your vessel trapped in a cage, Trevor?
Of course not. We're going to have to deal with these shysters, these irritants.
Children-eating witches?
The world is full of such things. Are you going to go and give up your life for every toy sitting on a shelf?
You a demon. An actual demon.
That's an excellent theory.
Is it right, though?
A question that can be answered if you're out of this predicament you find yourself in.
I could answer it right now, but I'm not going to waste my strength on you.
Oh, don't be furious. Do not fear. Don't despair, for I am here. We'll
As
find
this
a way.
discussion goes on, you start hearing creaks on the stairs. Do you snap out of it, John, or do you remain as you are?
Why would I let go of a puppet when he's about to dash himself to pieces?
Just asking. Coming from the stairs is Morgantha, just by herself. And she stands in front of the cage looking at the three of you.
I'm going to put the children behind us. Just wake them up and send them to the back of the cage.
Okay. We'll do that for you.
Question:
Thank
is
you.
there room to stand in this cage?
Barely. No. If you do want to stand up, you're gonna stand in like a 90-degree angle kind of. So you could stretch your legs basically, but you can't stand up straight.
An other question that I don't think we covered is: does John know Morgantha? Or not John? Do I know Morgantha?
Good way to put it.
Of them.
Dude, what is going on?
Of them, yes.
What's
Of them,
going on?
yes.
What's
Do you
going
know them?
on?
No.
Okay.
No. That's beneath you.
Neat.
Panit? Holy shit.
Shit.
This is so awesome.
Yeah. Compose, this is
Morgantha
awful.
looks
John.
Morgantha looks at the three of you, blissfully unaware of the fact that John's eyes have turned a little more somber these days. And she looks down and she says, "So, it seems you've had a moment, maybe to reflect on the things that you've done. And as you might have noticed, I'm a businesswoman. I like making deals, and after conferring with my sisters, I'm willing to give you guys another shot. Not at us, of course, because that would be very uncivil. But, I mean, I care for the children, not necessarily for you. It would be messy, it would take another day, and it's, I'd rather make a deal with you and just send you on your way. So, how about this?" And she looks over at Casario. She says, "You, pretty one. From you, I would love to have your heart." She looks over to Carla and says, "With you, however, with you, I'd like to have your tongue. And you," she looks over at John, "with you, I think that I'd like to have your hope. Your hope, yes. Yes, that is fitting."
You won my hope.
Oh, yes, I do.
That's very fortunate. Carla? Casario? What do you have to say? Question. Morgantha.
Yes.
What do we get out of this? You say you're going to give us another chance, but what do we gain from this beyond...
Well, your freedom, isn't that enough? Your freedom, isn't that enough? We won't pursue you or anything. No strings attached.
Oh, my tongue is quite attached to my body. I don't think I'd particularly like giving it up without a fair deal. My words are my everything. I can write them, but speaking them gives them more power. I gain my power from that. That's a big ask. If I agree, you'd have to do a deal for me and everyone to go free. It's too big. Not enough.
Oh, you like to strike a bargain with me. Okay. Everyone, so including the children.
Including the children.
Ooh, now that is difficult. That is difficult. That might impede the business. Gonna have to go over some assets. It's gonna be monetary value. More difficult. Okay. Okay. So you don't give up your tongue. That's fine. A tongue is just a tongue. How about your memories? Memories can be important. I'd like those. I want to learn a little bit more about your life before we met you. Your memories sound fine.
That would just be for me, not for them.
Oh no, a character like you, as colorful as you are, should have fitting memories that we can learn from for the three of you. Yes, that should be fine. Your memories for the three of you. As for the children, let's have the dice decide on that one. As for the children, I think 100 gold would suffice. You can take them.
And open the cage, and I will give you my memories.
Oh, we don't need to open the cage for that. All I need for you is your finger.
I look over, kind of panicked, like I was trying to call their bluff. The other two.
Terrible deal. Don't you
mean-
need your memories, Carla?
What use of memories going forward?
What else to do? This has not gone to plan. John is possessed.
Was he ever any good without?
Perfectly fine.
Won't you give us a moment to decide?
Morgantha,
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
on top of that, it seems you've struck a deal with our interesting little Carla. Beyond that, what could, if hope is still on the table, what could that buy me?
Your freedom. What else would you want?
I thought you already made a deal with Carla to get that.
Oh, yes, but then our deal is over. She pays for you.
Could I, in exchange for the 100 gold, not give that up? Give up something useless like hope?
Oh, you're willingly giving that up in exchange for 100 gold?
John, you're not like yourself right now. I don't think you should be making deals.
I think John would be too happy about that.
I'm
Unhappy
perfectly
puppet,
happy.
unhappy master.
Fine, you've already got a perfectly good deal. No need to muck up the waters, I suppose.
Will there be a contract involved in this deal? Or is it verbal?
There's a contract of sorts, yes. Not on paper, but let's just say that you'll see. You're gonna have to trust me on this one.
No way, Carla. No. You can't trust.
I can't.
Making deals like this ends in giving away your soul. On some level. It is never a good deal for you.
See, the alternative is that we just take those two children right there, we grind them up into some more pies, you know, the ones that you've, like, you know, have eaten as well, and then we can strike another deal, but it might become a little bit more costly.
I sold them. I sold those pies, Casariel. I continued this. I can't.
You didn't know.
Our freedom. 100 gold for the children. No strings attached. You will not come after us.
Of course, and no hope. Like, you know, you could use that 100 gold, I imagine.
That is a interesting concept.
No.
You said happy puppet, happy master. That's. I'll leave him untarnished for now.
Okay, Well, if you'd ever like to strike another bargain, you know where to find me, of course. The offer's still on the table. We might be able to work something out.
Is it all
sure
of
we
my
can.
memories? Or just the useful ones?
Probably just the useful ones.
Question: is she going to be of any use to us afterwards? Is this going to leave her a vegetable on the floor? I can't work with that.
Name something
No.
else. Your memory is too precious.
I,
You don't even know who you are.
I, I
How am I to live
The
without my heart?
alternative. The alternative is your heart. Your heart and his hope. That's another one that I would consider. This is fun. We're making a jigsaw puzzle here.
I'm
I
not
rather
gonna
need
lie.
my heart.
I am having fun.
Oh, but I'm not taking your actual physical heart. Just your heart.
I mean, what is it?
I will take the deal for my memories. For all of them, I will give you the 100 gold for the children, and that is it. And you will let us out. You will not chase
Final
after
offer?
us. Final offer.
Deal
No
then.
more
Do you stick your
discussions.
finger out? Do you stick your finger out of the cage?
I stick my finger out of the cage.
And she
I-
immediately pricks it with like a sharp nail that she has.
As she does that, you don't see it, but for a moment, Carla is frozen as she relinquishes her knowledge of how to smooth talk, how to give over tidbits of information in order to get more, how all of that comes together. That has given her all of the skills that she has today, and she gives them. And in her head, she sees them leave her. She sees a young version of herself, scrappy, knobbly knees, and she's peeking over a book in the hands of another halfling person, Lavender Cobblepot, and she's sending off these rapid-fire questions as Lavender gets more and more annoyed because Carla's interrupting her, and she slams the book closed and gives her a piece of advice. She says, Carla, you'll never get answers if you don't bloody give someone the time to reply. It sticks. The next memory is her standing on a podium. She is facing the other students of the College of Spirits. All of them are a colourful concoction of these spiritual people, gothic looks, tarot cards, hippies in their own right, and she stands prim and proper, the complete opposite of them, with her hat like clutched in her hands, and she's taking like a deep breath as a message enters her mind. Again, Lavender. Just pretend that you are the only person in this room that knows anything about everything. They are idiots in comparison. Be confident, be cool, and most importantly, be fucking Carla Lilacott. She takes a deep breath, and she presents her thesis on the merits of scientifically investigating the paranormal. It's not a popular opinion, but she sells it really, really well. Then she sat in a writer's room. It is bursting with flowers and cozy chairs and papers and ink littering every surface, and she feels so at home. And she shows her very first article to an orcish man. He peers over his gold-rimmed glasses, looks up with sort of a half grin on his face, and says, "It's exceptional." And she breathes the sigh of relief. But you have the same problem as your friend. You're too high theory. Bring it down a notch so the public can understand. Tell it like it's a ghost story. Besides that, welcome to the Violet Gazette, Miss Lilacart. I think we'll get on very well. And her boss, Allium, shakes her hand. The first feeling of pride fills her. Finally, a plethora of similar memories sort of rush past, these snippets of advice she'd picked up from the years on how to communicate with others, how to not be so off-putting, how to push and prod in the right conversational directions to get what she needs. And finally, the last memory leaves her, the most recent piece of advice. She is sat in her apartment. A handsome man with a tired face sits across from her, poring over a cold case she had asked him about. This is Detective Roderick Freen, a man she has known and more than liked for many years, that she still doesn't quite know how to talk to. And he peers over the case file, catching her staring at him for the 4th time that night, and he puts the folder down. You know, Miss Lara Lockhart, if you want me to go on a date with you, you could just ask. Pulling up cold cases over 20 years ago wasn't exactly the most romantic first date, or getting involved in every new investigation I have, or hanging around graveyards until we get a complaint and I have to bail you out. Coffee, lunch, conversation. That could work. And she kind of like looks down a little bit, blushing, and says, "Would you like me half so much if I was a coffee and lunch kind of person?" And he looks at her with sort of adoring eyes and he says, "No, but I might get to know you better in a less perilous environment." It's really quiet before she says, "Barbie Arians, 2 o'clock tomorrow, we'll make a late lunch. I have a writer's meeting." Now we're getting somewhere. She never made it to that date. Lavender had shipped her off to Waterdeep before she could. Now she will never remember making those plans her first successful attempt at flirting genuinely with someone. All of that goes as she relinquishes those memories.
Oof. That was cool.
Can we just take like 5 seconds, fourth wall? Holy shit.
Yes.
That was such a good part. I love that.
Very cool moment.
I know it was a bit
Beautiful.
long, but yes.
No, that was
that's,
awesome.
That is
No,
what she
that
gives
was-
up. The weight of all of that is gone.
So with giving that up, and I'll describe what that does in the world. With giving that up, effectively, Carla has lost parts of her memory, important parts of her memory, that she might have trouble remembering later on, of course. Effectively, this also means that any social charisma-based checks will now have disadvantage for the rest of her existence. Morgantha, as this happens with Carla, Morgantha has a bit of light starting to grow in her hand. And when she lets go of Carla, which takes but a couple of seconds, she reaches for a small green vial that she has with her. And she releases the glowing liquid, it seems almost, into the vial and puts a stopper on it. She smiles at it and puts it away. She says, "Right, onto the 100 gold."
I hand it over.
I want to note that I
Okay.
was watching intently at that process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same. Did that green vial look like the other green vials upstairs?
100%. Yeah, same kind of glow,
Make
same
it
kind of
this
bottle.
bitch.
That's like,
I'm gonna get this bitch.
If I drink that, I wonder if I gain her memories.
she takes 100 gold from you and says, "Okay, well, that just about sums it up. All right, then. I will open up the cage for you, and you can go on your merry way. And obviously, no funny business, because, like, you know what happened last time. Allow me to open up the cage for you." And she puts a key in the lock, opens up the cage for you, and steps aside. You are free to leave.
Carla, feeling kind of weakened, kind of defers to Cassariel. She kind of goes towards her and she says, "It's done. Let's go."
You all right?
I don't know.
She'll be fine. No, don't mess this up, Cassariel. We need to get out of here.
Don't ever fucking tell me what to do again. Reek, Myrtle, come on, we're going to leave.
They follow you, like, silently and, like, unsure of what's going to happen, but they have this keen sense of that it's probably better with you than where they are right now.
John's gonna walk behind and just keep an eye to make sure nobody does anything stupid.
All right. Do you want to do anything in the windmill, or do you just want to leave?
Leave it.
I want to get the F out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll save you the moving down the thing. All right.
As well, just one quick. As they're walking past, and Carla passes him, and he walks past Morgana. He looks over and goes,
Pleasure doing business with you. and then follows.
Oh, the feeling is mutual. I hope to see you again soon. Offer still on the tape?
You will.
We can see what we can exchange it for.
I'll follow.
As you guys walk outside and leave the windmill back onto the beaten path that leads towards the windmill, the black raven that was perched on the rock a little further ways away flies up and flies away as you exit the windmill, loudly caulking as it passes.
I'm going to try and message it.
Okay, go ahead.
Send a message to it. I'm going to
Go ahead.
I'm going to say, God, I don't quite know. Is this what you meant? When you said your loss?
You get a very simple answer back. It's only 3 letters. Yes.
She pulls like the brim of her hat down so no one can see like the tears in her eyes as we head off.
All right.
Can I
I
make
will bring
a check
Oh, yep.
to see what I know about hags? Like, do they have a weakness of any sort that I might know of? Like, I'm
You've-
specifically wondering, like, do they, like, is there anything around here that I would think, like, I don't know, a stone or a, I don't know, like a
From a military standpoint,
twig
is
or
it possible
something?
that we've dealt with witches, covens, hags, anything?
It's very possible. I don't think, like, because you guys haven't specifically dealt with them, because if you did, then you would have known the situation far better. But from a order standpoint, yeah, these are creatures of evil and discord and whatnot. So yeah, probably they've dealt at least with covens, maybe not with night hags specifically, but at least with covens. So yeah, there might be some information there that you might be able to recall. Throw me a history check.
12.
12. All right. You recall a couple of things. You're starting to add a couple of puzzle pieces together now that you've been through this and you start to leave. A couple of things that you remember is covens. A coven with hags usually means that there is about 3 witches that are working very closely together. They share a bond with each other. That bond is hard to describe, but it basically means that they have certain magical abilities that they share amongst themselves. They sort of work as amplifiers for one another. Conversely, if that coven would ever be broken through any means, that power immediately dissipates. So this amplifying only works because they're working in tandem. That is something that you remember. Other than that, you know they're very magical and very strong, which is not only something you recall, it's also something that you've now experienced firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
You are on the map, and you were... Oh, hang on. That is the wrong button. You are over there.
Still loading for me.
It's just after midnight.
There we go. As we get probably to the road away from the windmill, he's going to turn to Casariel and Carla and say, "So, do you think you can prevent him from doing anything stupid if I let go of the strings for now?"
Are you hurting
Also-
him?
I'm going to let go and let him come back and continue his inane drivel. So,
I'm now in a very bad mood. I would suggest that.
well,
Is John the first person you've ever done this to?
I don't think that's a question you can answer.
the first person.
Do you need an
that-
answer on that?
Is he willing to answer? That's the
That's a
question.
good question.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Yeah. No. He will totally answer that. No, it's not the first.
There are many puppets in this world. Some have strong strings, and some are very useful. Some wander into places they shouldn't. Touch things they shouldn't. And... No, he's not the first puppet I've ever owned, but he's one of the strongest. And he's got such shiny friends. So, you can take your bad mood and have him deal with it for now.
And John just crumples to the ground as if a puppet had its strings cut. And he just...
Sariel falls to the ground with him. John?
Where are we in the windmill? Where are the children are around me, right? Around us?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I blacked out. What happened? Did we
A
win?
bit of a story. We're fine. Let's get away from here right now and get these children to safety, and then I'll tell you.
All right. Are they following us? Do we have to move?
You don't have to move, of course, but I would suggest you do, because you're out on the road right now. The children will willingly follow you, no questions asked. They will not run away because they're scared. Like, not scared shitless, but like they very much prefer to be with you. So they will just move with you.
There's no settlements nearby. We would have to camp.
Okay. If let's go, I guess so.
We have
Right.
to
We're
take
go-
these children somewhere safe, and then we have to warn the people of these lands to watch their children, so no more are taken by the hags.
So we
Many
didn't kill
people
them.
were very excited about those pies, and Carla's going to say this very blatantly in front of the children. She's going to be like, but people know. People clearly know. I mean, why else would they be so coveted? Why else would they be so secret, like in Valaki? They eat them anyways.
Sure.
I ate them. We ate.
We eat a lot of them. And I sold them.
I ate a lot.
All right.
Camp.
Myrtle Reek, you're feeling all right? Can you walk for a while?
They just nod at you.
Okay. Good. We're going to play a game. You ready? I want the
Okay.
two of you together, right? It's a game called I Spy with My Little Eye. And so the two of you together, just go ahead and walk. We're going to keep an eye on you. And you can play that and just go back and forth. And you can guess what the other one's looking at. Okay?
I'm gonna
Okay.
lean down to Carla and say,
All right.
do we know where they're from? What town? Where they came from? Where their home is?
What town did you come from? Where's your home? I said to the children.
Where,
Do you know the name?
Flaky, they say.
Lucky.
Valaki.
Alright.
Do you know your parents' names? Or did they just abandon you?
Yes. You got away with words, like you're really taking this serious.
You gave me a
Like, it's
description.
This
God, I feel like Carla and
Yeah, I feel-
Casariel switched.
I've never felt closer
Yeah.
to Carla.
There's been a body switch here. Holy
Straight
shit.
to the point.
Subtlety's gone. Subtlety is gone now. That's basically what's after happening to her.
I love it.
The kids reply, both giving you two very nondescript like names, just like Ernie and Mathilda and like John and Maria.
Oh, you're not related. Okay.
No.
Thought you were brother and sister. Okay.
No, they're not.
All right,
Alright.
we'll find your parents when we get back to Valaki and return you. And if they're terrible parents, we'll kill them and we'll
We're
get
just
you
going
some
to
nicer
take you
homes.
somewhere very safe. That's all we need to worry about right now. It's going to be very safe and very cozy. It'll be a warm bed that you sleep into tonight. It'll be lovely. All right, so for now, play the game. Go ahead.
Okay. And as you probably going to move along the road. The game very quickly devolves into I spy with a little eye something green, to which the other kid says a pine tree. And that's really all they're doing. Because, well, yeah, that's all you can see, really. Yeah.
I think
fine.
we should
They're
only
distracted.
travel about an hour away from the windmill so that it's a good enough distance, and then we should camp for the night. I know it's not the most safest, but it's better than trying to walk through the night with no spell slots.
I think that makes sense.
Wait, don't we have spell slots because we had a long rest, or no, we don't get the spell slots back?
No, it was a short
Yeah,
We
I
rest.
leveled
think-
up, I mean.
We love
No, it was a level up, so you get everything back.
Yeah, we got it. We're good.
Level ups
Yeah,
count
you
as
should-
everything back?
Yes,
Mhm.
ma'am.
Oh, wild. I did not know that. Christ. Okay, yeah,
It
then we'll
does in
walk
my
through the night.
campaign.
We'll walk through the night.
I'll
Yeah,
take it. That's awesome.
that sounds good.
Where do you want to go?
We've got to bring these kids home.
Fantastic question.
Valaki?
I guess we're going to Valaki. Yeah.
All
Back
right,
there.
go
Then
right
back
ahead.
again. Okay.
All right, go ahead, Anne.
Stop us whenever something comes
I
at
will.
us.
As you turn the bend here, who has the highest perception of the three of you?
I have
Passive, of course.
12, yeah.
14.
Okay, 13, but I'm surprised.
Right. Casariel, as you turn the bend here, you notice something shiny on the ground in the mud. Looks like something made of either crystal or glass.
Trying to pick it up with this. Presume you pointed out to us. And I
Oh, yeah,
bring out my
yeah.
mage hand.
Oh, perfect. Yes, please.
Put my mage hand under it and lift it out of the ground.
It looks
Skeletal
like a perfume-
fingers.
It looks like a perfume bottle.
Drag it towards me.
It still
When
looks
I-
like a perfume.
Okay. I'll give it a proper investigation. I won't pick it up, but I'll kind of circle around the hands, kind of holding it like this towards me.
Okay.
And
You don't have to roll for that. It's caked in a little bit of mud, but there's no label on it. It just has that shape of a perfume bottle there, and there's
Okay.
liquid in it. The liquid itself looks slightly pinkish in hue, like very subtly.
You want to smell
I'll
it?
have her turn it towards like a tree, like the living tree, and I'm gonna let it out near like a branch or something, so that to see if it disintegrates the branch.
Okay, nothing happens.
Give it a little bit of a whiff.
Okay, it has a smell to it, but it doesn't smell like perfume to you. Like it doesn't smell bad at all. It smells okay, I guess, for you, but
So then
it's a smell.
I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna hold it. Does it do anything?
No.
Okay, so one of the things that I did during my level up is I took the spell Identify. So I'm going to hold it within my hands, and as we're sort of walking along for the hour, I'm going to try and like figure it out. So I'm going to use sort of the ritual casting. I'll like, if you could imagine, she kind of like pops out spirits that would have knowledge of things kind of out of the ground. They appear sort of like small purple specters. She's like, have you seen something like this before? What if you like that kind of thing? As
Why
we walk
did you
along.
drag me here? Holy shit!
I just want to show
It's
you
like the
bottle.
angels on the
Yeah.
shoulder, but Carla's version.
Yeah, they're just tiny little spirits that she's kind of
Little
like
heads.
yeah, little heads basically,
Yeah.
yeah, like floating around.
Okay,
And she's
I'm
talking to me.
gonna have to say this because this is so freaking funny. Like you guys by now realize, like Barovia is like it's pretty walled off, right? So are you saying that you basically drugged some 20 to 30 poor individuals with you into Barovia just for the sake of your
Carla has
entertainment
haunted
and identification?
items on every single thing that she owns. This is how she keeps her spirits stored.
Okay.
Amazing.
Wow. And then Strahd is the bad guy, right? No, it's no. I see where
I'm
we're
still
going.
not sure about that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just a wannabe
I
might be a good guy.
master.
The dead are dead.
Hmm.
The living are different.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, at least we know your stance on that.
They're a tool, nothing
So-
else.
Real quick, in chat, soul trafficking, or human trafficking, but soul trafficking.
No.
Beautiful. Okay, so you use identification or identify on it. That takes, I believe, about an hour.
It's
In
an
that hour,
yeah.
Is an hour?
Uh,
Really? Wow.
yeah, it's a ritual.
Mhm.
As long as you cast it as a ritual, which I'm thinking you're doing, as the way you
For
described
the
it.
hour, yeah, I'm gonna cast it as
Yeah.
a ritual.
So during that hour, you learn that this is indeed very much a perfume bottle, and the smell in it is. You don't. What you learn about it is that it is a very peculiar smell, which is tailor suited to the right user. That's what you're getting from it.
They're suited to the right user. Is it magical in any way? Because it tells me if it is.
It is not inherently. Well, it's hard to say it isn't, but for all intents and purposes, it isn't magical.
It
You
isn't
can't
magical.
use it in a magical way.
Okay. Have
That-
any spells ever affected this item?
No.
Okay. All right.
I recently had a bath, so I smell fine. But one of you guys could probably use that. Not that you.
You know you got possessed by a demon, John.
What?
Did you know? Did you know there's a demon possessing you?
No.
True.
This is one of your
Talk
ghost
to
stories.
us.
This is one of your ghost stories. It's you're talking. You're silly. You and your.
John.
Yes. What?
Your weapon.
What happened in there? Last I remember, we were in a cage. How did we break out?
Carlo saved us, Soul.
Were you able to pick out the lock or something, or how did you get me out of there? I mean, you guys are you're very powerful, but I admittedly could lose a few pounds.
I gave up important memories. I don't know what they are, but I do feel the grief of them.
Wait,
Made the deal.
you made it.
You were
Were
possessed. We had no help. We had no hope. Had to.
I think we can get them back. I don't know, but I think if we break that vial,
Maybe if I drink it.
or
What
if we
vial?
kill her, we're going to kill her.
I'm going to kill it. Okay.
Your essence went into this vial of green liquid, and I saw many such vials on the 3rd floor. So
don't
I think we
just-
can.
Take them. They store them. That's incredible, but also horrifying. Okay, so there is hope to get those back. That's good. And we will kill them. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
We have to.
Yes.
This land isn't safe for children if they're. I can't believe we left them there. I can't believe I was.
It's your weapon. I told you.
I was thinking that this whole time I just felt less and less connection, and I still feel Saloon. I can still feel her blessing now and then, but it's just not. It hasn't been helping. It hasn't been enough. The only way I can protect you and help all of us, I need to be stronger.
Then get
I
stronger.
know you think that, and the only reason you're not dead right now is because I love you. We'll just say that. Your friend is a real asshole.
My friend.
Yes, he's quite a prick.
Mm. Anyway, let's keep an eye about it. It's
Let's move
dangerous. So, right.
All right. You can move on. As for the perfume bottle, you're just going to keep that on you, Carla?
Slip it into my bag, yeah. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I have another perfume bottle within my bag.
Correct.
When I pull it out and like compare them, do they look similar or?
They do. Like the bottle, like shape is, it's not the same make, but it has the same kind of look to it. Like, you know, the same identifying mark that is like, oh, this is a perfume bottle. It's not the same make though.
Strange.
So we're outside Valakian.
All right.
Hold one sec. So it was just in the dirt?
Yeah, it was just lying in the dirt there.
It's the
And you
dirt.
saw
Look
it.
like it was recently disturbed, or is there any funky thing going on over there?
No, it was just like, as if someone had dropped it and then like maybe like a horse ran over it or something. So it wasn't
Mm.
like on top of the road. It was just like a little bit into the dirt, but not too much. You were the one to spot it, Casario.
Yeah. Okay. There's nothing else around there that looks like catches my eye that I should
No traps.
check out. It's not like
like
It's gonna be a little
Wheel
hard to
trap?
do that now that you've reached Valaki, but
right. That's a good point. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you first, children.
Walk up. Have you seen this bottle? No. Yeah. So is it light by the time we approach the guards?
let's see. You've traveled. Yeah, the sun should start to come up again. Yeah. So as you approach the town guard, they will see you coming with two children. They will hail you and ask what your intentions are to, with Valaki. You wish to enter?
We were literally just here, like a day ago. And we found these children on the road. We're bringing them home.
Oh,
Right.
children are important. So yes, please bring them in.
Thank you.
They open up the gate for you, and you find yourself on the town square again, which I will grab for you. One moment. Oh, no, that's not the right one. You fast forward to the other side of the town. No. I should really give it another name. So much easier. Here we go. I probably
A lot of it's
switched that
blacked
too
out.
quickly, or did it?
It's
A lot of it
loading.
is blacked
Yeah.
out.
Take him to the brothal.
It looks like
Perfect.
it has done the exact opposite. So everything is
Yep.
okay.
Let me
Oh.
fix that.
All right, no worries.
Okay.
There we go. That should fix it.
Yay.
Perfect.
Up.
All right. We should
Me
get these
being a
children
pro
to
scene switcher.
the priest.
Oh yes, everyone does go to church. That would be an easy way to identify their parents.
Good point.
Yes, and we can ask him to get the rest of the children in the town and to keep them here as well. I don't think any evil can come here.
The church should be safe. We've seen to that.
Yes, wouldn't that cause suspicion, and then we'd have to admit that we were working with them?
Well, that's why we should not tell the Burgermeister. I don't look good in a donkey head, and I don't want to kill him yet.
That's good.
So, yeah, we go to the church.
Yep.
All right.
Take me to church.
Song's copyrighted. Stop it.
What?
Guys, it's a remix. It's fine.
All right, so I think
Yes.
we're gonna
Here
go
you are.
straight up to the father and try to wait until he's not at the front and bring the children to him.
All right. It is early morning, and as you approach the church, you can actually hear a sermon going on. Apparently, Father Lucian has been busy either all throughout the night or started really early.
Just stand at the back of the cathedral and
Yep.
let him know that we need him.
Is this
Okay.
woman still there?
Either still there or has very early returned to light a candle here.
Carla's not good with the priests, so she's got to stay by this woman and ask her invasive questions while they do that.
All right.
Oh,
Father Lucian will see you after a little while and ask the rest of his congregation to just pray. And as he does that, he steps down and walks towards you and asks how you're doing, how you're faring.
we have rather distressing news. We've just been to the windmill. Are you familiar with
Yes.
sisters that live there?
Not particularly, no. I believe there are some proprietors living there, but
Father, are you familiar with hags, witches?
yes. Yes, I am.
Well, that's what lives there. And they've been stealing children and baking them into pastries. We just have saved these children and almost died in the process. Can you keep
That
them here?
is very disturbing news, but it is good to hear that you have saved these children. Yes, I will be able to harbor them here at least until we either find their parents or someone who would be willing to help out. You can leave them with me. I will make sure that they are safe here. This is hallowed ground. They should be fine here.
Yes, I know, and that's why we have to get all the children in Velaki here and keep them here until we can get rid of that problem. They
You want to bring
stole
all the children of Valaki to the church?
Yes, they stole them from the town. See, they're going to clearly want to get them back.
So you said these are 3 witches?
Yes.
Operating out of the windmill.
I've never seen witches in Valaki.
Well, they don't. They masquerade as 3 normal women, but they're not. Right, John?
And they fare all this way because it's a bit far away, the windmill. They fare all this way.
I mean, didn't they hire us because they couldn't make it out here?
Oh.
Do you think that... Well, then how did... Children, do you remember how you got to the windmill? How you got to that place?
Myrtle doesn't seem to recall, but she's the youngest of the 2. But Reek speaks up and says, "Yeah, I walked away, and I was walking down the road, and then this old lady found me."
You were walking alone on the road?
Yeah.
Did someone tell you to? How did you get out there? Or did you go off alone?
No, my parents, I haven't seen them for a while, so I figured I'd just go walk.
Perhaps they're not from the actual city of Velaki, just the area.
Yeah, you're not going to go over to Casario and say, do you think something could have happened to their parents and no one came to look out for them?
Certainly possible. In any case, we should tell the people of the area that there is a threat so that they keep a close eye on the children. Can you do that? Can you help us do that?
You ask Father Lucian, I imagine. Or...
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, I can. I will let my congregation here know. I will take care of these 2 children, and we will spread the word like that. Don't, preferably speaking, don't expect any miracles, but I will try my best. We can do what we can. Yes.
Thank you. All right. This is Myrtle, and this is Reek. This kind man is going to take care of you and keep you safe. All right?
The kids nod and then look expectantly at Father Lucian, who will bring them forward into the front of the church and instruct them to sit on the benches for now.
I'm going to look back towards the entryway where Carla is and look over at Casario and do you think the person she's looking for? And he's going to start walking towards there quickly. What's going on over here?
So the elderly lady over here, Wilhelmina, is still in the church, as she was last time that you saw her. She is lighting a candle and just standing there, just rubbing her hands a bit.
Did you happen to find your son? Did he come home, or is he still gone? We did look for him, but we didn't have much success.
He's still gone. I went to the stockades the other day to hope that he was one of the the people standing there with the donkey mask on. So I started removing the donkey mask to look underneath, and I was almost arrested myself. I didn't find him.
You didn't find him. Okay.
Um,
Now you said he was wearing weird cloaks. He was doing weird activities before he disappeared.
He was, and
Do you
I
have
don't
any
think it
connection
is.
to Lady Voctor?
Now that you mention it, I believe that he is part of her. They have like a reading class that he is attending, or was attending at least. So yes, there's something there.
All right, there's the ticket. Thanks very much. I think we'll go look into that. I have been itching to find out what that book club actually is. Yeah, hopefully we'll bring him back. And morning Lord be with you.
And you in the light of day. Thank you. Thank you.
Right, that's the lead.
one. Are you gonna sort of like bend down a car? Are you? Are you all right? Are you feeling all right? You're acting a little bit more aggressive than normal.
I'm just
You okay?
getting information. I am a little bit tense. I haven't slept.
That's a good point. Maybe we just need a good night's sleep. Excuse me, Wilhelmina? What was
Yes.
about how old was your son?
He is 29 at the moment.
Oh, okay, good. If he was too young, then there would have been another problem. Anyway, good, fantastic. Never mind.
He's a shoemaker, right? Yeah, no, I don't think children make shoes.
That would be a fair assumption. His name is Udo, by the way. I don't know if I shared that with you, but his name is Udo.
I don't remember if you
If you
did.
did, it's written in my notes, so I can see here. Very well, we'll try and find Udo.
All right, let's go find books.
We're a book club, which could be, synonym for cult uprising in the beginnings. We don't know.
Oh, it's more interesting than I thought.
Okay. Oh, would you happen to know where where I could find Lady Voctor, where she lives?
I believe it's the larger mansion near the Burgomaster's mansion. It's not too far from it. It's a larger mansion with a garden that, you can't miss it. And she gives you a general direction of the location of the house.
Wonderful. You've been so helpful. Thank you so much.
Well, so
shall we
have
go?
you. I really hope that you will find my son.
Hopefully.
Okay. As we will yawn out of character there. As we walk away, he's gonna talk. Casariel, do you think we have been up for quite a long time? Do you think we should just take stock of the situation? Regroup, rest, and recuperate for a bit.
What time is it now?
It is still in the night. Like you've arrived. Oh no, it's actually very early morning because you've arrived when the sun was just about to get up. So that would be 5 a.m. Come inside, go to the church. So 6 to 7 a.m. somewhere.
I do, and then we can go see Lady Voctor. Perhaps Lungari. I'm so in the mood to kill someone.
I could do with a little bit of stress relief too.
So where do you guys want to go? The Blue Water Inn?
Yep.
All right, Carla, are you okay to? You mentioned it yourself. You haven't slept in a while. Do you want to recuperate? Get ready for whatever we have to face.
Whole thing?
You should take a nap.
Sounds. Yes, we should take stock of the situation. Nap. Get all the leads in order. If that thing comes out again, do you want us to kill you?
Let me think about that.
Like if it
Fair
gets
question.
violent. If it gets violent,
Oh yes. If something
No.
If something is possessed, well, if it's threatening you, whatever it is, if it tries to harm you in any way, do whatever you can. Protect yourself. Don't let that thing use me to hurt you. Please.
I do
don't.
quite like you. I would be very upset if I did have to kill you, but if it came down to it, would you, if you came back as a ghost, you wouldn't be vengeful towards me about it?
Of course not. I wouldn't.
Okay.
If something is using my body to harm you, I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to live with myself afterwards. So, please, yes, feel free.
Good to know that's sorted, I guess.
I hope it doesn't come down to that, but yes, I don't want.
Oh yes, no, I don't
That
want that to come
thing.
down either. I do quite like you. I think you're quite, entertaining. I would be ashamed to kill you, and you're very strong and helpful.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mm.
To the nap.
Blue water in.
Who bought in?
All right.
Let's go nap.
The Blue Water Inn is relatively crowded for the morning. People just having their breakfasts and whatnot. It is still the main place to get your food and drinks and whatnot in town. As you guys walk in, you see quite a few familiar faces and a few faces that you barely know, as you might imagine. One moment, please.
Oh, okay.
Let me just pull you back. As you approach the Blue Water Inn, your attention might be drawn to the right, where you notice a familiar face and an unfamiliar face in a rather energetic conversation. You see a man standing there and a woman on horseback. The woman looks very appointed and elegant, whereas the gentleman is wearing something nice, but is otherwise looking pretty normal. You might recognize him as Ernst, the owner and proprietor of Larnac Publications and more. And they're in a very active conversation, and as you get closer, the only thing that you can hear is the lady on the horse saying, "Just get it done. That's why I employ you." And as she says that, she rides off.
Was under the assumption that he was the one that owned his own business. I think he'd be employed by anyone else.
Trouble at the paper desk place thing?
You say that to him?
Yeah.
He grins at you and he looks you straight in the eye and he says, "Oh, no. Side job. I work for her and nothing to trouble yourselves about."
Is it because your
Come in,
flower
come in,
shop
come
doesn't
in.
have any flowers?
Oh, I assure you, we have plenty of flowers and things with flowers. And just come in. He walks in himself and sits himself down at one of the larger tables in the middle. That is also occupied by a couple of other people that you have seen before. Well, some of them, not all of them.
Oh God.
I was going to walk straight up to him and just kind of like lean a little bit on the table and be like, that woman, who was she?
Oh, that is Lady Wachter. She.
That was her.
Yes, I just told you. That's the. She owns a rather large mansion here in town. Influential person. So yeah, I work for her from time to time.
She a good employer?
Oh yes, absolutely.
What kind of jobs does she have you run? We're actually going over to her place soon. We have a little bit of a lead we have to follow there, so I'm trying to get as much information as possible.
Oh, how lovely. Well, nothing to worry your head about. There are certain things that a lady has the right to keep silent, so nothing to worry yourself about. But if you're going to visit, she would maybe, be very happy to share with you, as you do. Why don't you have some breakfast?
Sure, I'm going to go have it with my friends, though.
Of
Lovely
course,
talking
and
to you.
he pulls a chair away, in trying to invite you as you walk away. I guess.
Gonna go hang out with them.
Yeah.
We're gonna make a little room so that she can come to the bar.
Prop my head up on the table. Just like, and wait.
Carla, roll me a flat d12.
Oh, exciting. Do I have a d12 handy? I do! Oh. That's a 9.
All right. As you approach the bar and you want to go and sit down, I'll move Rowley down a little bit so you have like a seat of room for
Yeah, there we go.
Carla. There you go. Carla, as you move towards the bar and you're about ready to sit down, you notice behind the bar are the two owners of the bar, Erwin and Danica, that are just tending bar. You also notice another figure standing in the doorway towards the kitchen, and she's looking very sharply at you. As you lock eyes with her for a second, you notice that her very glistering cold eyes are like staring back at you. This woman has very sharp but bony features. It's a very young woman, you'd say, like at least like in her early 20s or something. There's something very sharp about her. She has like a black cowl over her head, and as she locks eyes with you for just a second, it feels almost as if she's judging you. And as she walks into the kitchen.
As she locks eyes with me just before she goes, she hears a message in her head. Do you see, like, people will visibly see me point at her, and then she'll hear a message in her head being like, "Can I help you?"
All right, let's have the dice decide on how she's going to react on that. You lucky bastard.
It's my nature.
The only message you hear before she moves into the kitchen is, I guess not anymore.
I'm gonna get up and... I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna look at the other two.
Why are you angry?
I think that woman is, I don't know, there's something interesting over there. I'm going to go look at it. And I'm going to duck under the table and cast invisibility.
Pop goes the weasel.
Basically.
Does Carla have armor on? Do you have armor on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got leather armor.
Okay.
I'm going to go
I was
scurry
going
off.
to cast mage armor,
look.
but I can't
And
cast it if you got armor on.
Yeah.
We all have
Every party needs a Carla.
Every party
love it.
needs a Carla, and today the Carla's you.
So you're gonna go into the kitchen?
Yeah, I'm going to see where she goes.
All right. So as you go into the kitchen, which is amply stocked and looks like full preparations for breakfast are happening here, you see Muriel just chopping away at some food and whatnot. She has the same sort of look of disdain on her face that she had when she was looking at you. However, she's not currently looking at you. She's just like doing prep. It seems like she's working here. She's
Hey.
not really dressed for it, but she's working here now.
All right. Interesting. What am I going to do? I'm going to... take one of the tomatoes
Okay.
and throw it at her to see her reflexes. Like, is she an assassin or is she just a regular person? That kind of thing. That's what I'm trying to gauge.
Okay. I'll answer that with a dexterity check on her. But you're still invisible, right?
Yep.
That's with disadvantage because she has no way of seeing this coming. And as expected, you will hit her. You will hit her like square in the forehead with this one. So she's gonna be like very shocked, and she'll look around. And as you hit her, like she just like moves her cape back a little bit and like puts her hands immediately on her daggers that she's sporting. Give me an investigation check. Yeah, let's make an investigation for that. Give me an investigation.
Okay, that's thankfully a fucking good roll. Okay, that's going to be a 22.
Okay. As she does that movement, as she puts her, she moves her cape back. One thing, how much did you get? You said
22.
22. As she moves her cape back to like put a hand on her both of her daggers, one thing catches your eye, and that is the fact that the inside of her cloak is very, very shiny. if you will. It looks like it's not made of just regular linen or anything. There's something special about her cape. It looks like it's made of feathers. She looks around the kitchen to see where the tomato came from, and finally decides, now that she can't visually confirm that there's anyone here, says, you know, listen, Erwin, you're married and all, and I respect that, so better back it off, because I don't really feel for your shenanigans right now. And I'm really going to tell Danica if you try it one more time, okay? And she turns back to work.
Oh, drama. That's interesting. Oh, I
What was
love
you
gossip.
doing?
I love gossip.
I thought she was gonna say it must have been the wind, and then
Yay, Skyrim.
Yeah. I think I'm going to do just like a casual turn around the kitchen to see if I can find anything interesting, and if I can't, then I'm gonna try and mess with her a little bit.
As you walk around the kitchen, as I said, breakfast preparation is just in full swing, and you just smell the fresh, like, baked bread and venison stew that is being made here. The kitchen is a warm atmosphere for a kitchen, and it's pretty well organized, actually. Like, it's very easy. Like, you would be able to work here immediately, because it's very well organized. Looking around, I mean, there is some food of various forms that you would be able to find here. Maybe some utensils if you need it.
Any
Other
Wizard
than
of
that,
Wine's like special stuff?
Any what?
Any Wizard of Wine's special stuff?
No, it's just food right here.
Okay. All right. I'm going to turn back towards the door, and before I leave it, what should I call out? What would Carla call out now that she doesn't have like social perception? This is difficult. I have to rework my whole character.
Well, I mean, it's just for checks, so you don't have to do
flavor.
it all the time, unless you want to.
We're
Like,
doing a narrative. It's flavor. It's fun.
that's cool. It's cool.
It's the reason to try and get that back, because past that I've got pretty like stat breaking stuff where like that probably doesn't matter too much. So this is what this is for.
I'm cool. Yeah.
you are.
Well, thank you.
Okay. You know, shapeshifting into a bird is quite impressive, and then I'm going to close the door and run out. I'm going to just assume. I'm going to say that and run from the room, basically.
All right.
And then pop up back
if
next
there
to
was
them.
if there was a response, you didn't catch it.
I'm hoping she's intrigued by me. That's the only thing. I'm going to pull up next to them, underneath the table, back up, no longer invisible, and be like, nothing really interesting, really.
Were you gone?
I have a theory, but that's about it. No, yes.
What did she say to us? Or what did she? Oh, I didn't hear it because it was in your head.
It was a message, yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't
I'm
know
shook
that she was
over
looking
here.
for me.
Okay.
I was just asking the Danica about a room.
Yeah, the one you had before, still open.
How long? So if we get a room now, because it's like early morning, out of character. If we get a room now, does that go until tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't do check in and check out because that's just really annoying. So it's yours for the entire day.
Score.
Well, I'll pay it. Is it 3 gold? Yes?
That would be 3 of you, right? Yeah, 3 gold.
Okay, I will pay for it, and then I'm going to lean over to John. And you can roll whether or not he hears this, and I would say, apparently he's trying to cheat on his wife. It's not very good.
Him? And John's gonna point right at the bar guy.
Ariel gets up. She's out.
God.
All right.
I'm going over here.
We're just as bad as
Sorry,
each other now. Oh god.
Oh, no.
As you walk past, your arm is just being subtly held by the girl that is sitting here. Do you like pay her any mind, or do you move past?
I stop if she grabs me.
She doesn't grab you. She's like she just holds you by like with a finger against your arm, just
Oh.
to like, see if you.
Yeah. I stop.
Right. She looks up at you while she's sitting there, giving you an interesting look at her. Kind of. She looks up at you and she says, "I remember you. You were, yeah. Where are you going to visit next time?"
Just give her a little like secret wink at her, and then keep going.
Oh, I like secrets.
I'm gonna come down here.
Okay.
Hello.
In this corner,
Again?
the elf that you've seen before is indeed sitting having his breakfast.
I have a lot of questions. I think you might be able to answer them. Will you be here for a while?
I imagine so, yes. What makes me such an expert that you would wish to ask me all these questions?
Well, you're the only person of such a delicate lineage that I've seen in these lands. That makes you at least interesting, if not wise. In my experience. And I'll say in Elvish, at least most of the elves that I've ever met are.
Oh, okay. Hang on. I rolled for something, but now I gotta roll again. Okay. Give me a second. You post something really interesting, even though you might not know what you just did. He looks at you and in Elvish replies to you, "A bucket of water yesterday from it."
Do you not speak Elvish? I ask him in Elvish.
Very. This is so much fun. I'm sorry.
Have I got this wrong? I say in common. Have I mistaken?
For what?
Are you not an elf?
Madam, he points at himself. Dare I say more?
All right, so how is it that you do not speak your native language?
Well, for one, it's been very long. I've been here for a little while. But honestly, I wasn't raised with the Elfish language. I was raised in Common. I was taught it a little bit, but I mean, look around you. How many elves do you see other than, well, look around
Flattering
you. How many?
as it may be, I am not an elf.
But of course, I knew that you're, of course, a and he looks at you very questioningly.
She does not help him at all. She just stares, lets him squirm.
Well, you're it's you see, look around you. They're all, you know, other than your two companions, they're all humans.
John has at this point nudged Carla, and he's like leaning up against the bar, facing Casera, and just watching the show. Watching with Evan.
Is she going to kill him?
I don't think so, but this is good.
Only verbally. So he says, okay, so look around you. Like, other than your two companions, everyone else here is just human. There's not a lot of practice here for an elf.
Well,
Counted dusk elves.
I'm sorry. Sounded like you said, unless I count the dusk elves.
Yes, you know of them, right?
Do I know of them?
I imagine so, right? You've been here for a little while now.
I mean, GM, do I know of them?
Okay. No, you don't.
Okay. No, I've never heard of dusk elves. Is that what you are?
Me? No. No, I'm just an. Well, we define normal, but I'm just a normal elf. The Dusk Elves have been living here for well centuries. The ones that are left, they're a small group, but they're elves technically. So there's that. But other than that, everyone here is human. So back to the topic at hand. I don't get a lot of practice in.
Well, you both speak the language. If you need to practice, I'm happy to help.
Well, that's very kind of you.
I have been called kind so often in my life, really. It's like a broken record.
Is that so?
Do you know Lady Vocta?
Can't say I do. No. Did you come? Did she ever come here?
I think she does, yes. I think she, it doesn't matter. Do you know anything about the windmill?
It's out of town, isn't it? Yeah. There's a windmill, and I mean, I like interesting stories. It's almost my livelihood. I travel, used to travel, and bring interesting stories from all around. So I like an interesting story. And I actually know a very interesting story about the windmill. Now, I have to warn you, whether or not it's true is up for debate, but it's the story that counts, right?
Right.
So from what I've heard, and you're going to call me crazy, but from what I've heard is that they make pies over there and they grind up children in it. It sounds like one of those things where they just try to instill fear in people just for the sake of shits and giggles. So, you know. Anyways, can you imagine?
W, do you go about these lands telling your stories to people?
That used to be my livelihood, yes.
How to tell you this? It's not just a story. The women that live there do grind children into pies.
Of course. So, what what proof do you have of that?
Are you saying you wouldn't believe me if I told you I wasn't lying?
Well, I can't just trust your pretty eyes alone, right? I would need to have proof of that before I accept it.
What kind of proof should I give you? Should I give you the bones of a child?
Well, perfectly not, of course.
Of course.
So you're saying these I mean, whoever lives there actually grinds up children into the pies and no.
And
really?
I'm not only telling you that, I'm asking you to now go and tell people all over these lands so that they can protect the children.
His
do that
face
to me.
grows stern as you tell him that. And he takes out a little notebook and scribbles a couple of things down. He says, "You know what? I will. I will. I will move it from the, funny thing I heard to the somber thing that seems to be real." You're absolutely sure that this is the truth?
I'm absolutely certain I've seen it with my own eyes. I swear upon my goddess.
He sits up straight and he extends a hand over the table and he says, "And who might those eyes belong to, may I ask?"
When he does that, Carla turns to John and says, 10 gold, she's going to stab him in the dick.
I'll not taking that bet because I'm going to stop it. Well, at least I'll
Shame.
try. I'll try to. Well, he may deserve it, but I don't want her to get in trouble. If everybody who deserved to get stabbed in the dick got to stabbed in the dick, then everybody around here would be dickless.
We have a lot of dulled knives here.
Continue on with your scene. We'll leave it there.
I place my hand in his. I'm Casariel.
What a lovely name too. I believe I introduced myself before, but in case I didn't, my name is Rictavio. Traveling storyteller, of course.
It would mean so much to me if you did this. Thank you.
I will, Casario. You have my word.
Well, perhaps I can repay the favor by helping you brush up on your Elvish sometime.
I would love to practice my linguistics with you.
Well, enjoy your breakfast. I'm sorry to have interrupted you.
Oh no, please, by all means, feel free to interrupt me like some other time, whenever you're in town.
Well, have a good day.
And you.
I'll walk back over here, kind of squint to see if there's a divorce in progress.
As you walk back, you hear him say a word in Elvish that very closely resembles "have a good day," but in actuality, he just says chocolate.
No.
I love that we have an elf that speaks broken Elvish.
Thank the dice for that. I was like, "Can we do that?" And the dice was like, "Yep,
Amazing.
here's a 2."
Amazing.
Fabulous.
So, question: while sort of just looking over at them, every once in a while, looking over at the other table where the interestingly dressed people are sitting. What are some of the things I can glean in terms of like just details about them that the 4 people at this table?
They seem to have a connection going between the 4 of them that feels like they are their conversation at the table, even though you're not like listening into it, I imagine.
I'm not.
But it feels like an interesting combination between 3 colleagues and a manager or boss, whatever you want to call it, that are going out for drinks, versus 4 friends sitting at a table having a laugh, versus 4 people that have more than just a business interest in each other sitting at a table. It's in between those 3. So it's not the life of the party, but they're drawing a lot of attention to themselves.
Interesting. Okay. I think aside from like every once in a while I'll nudge Carla and just sort of like gesture towards someone who's interesting, and they mostly it's them. What do you think about them?
Well, I suppose they're doing what they did with me, which is honeypotting, trying to capture people who are interesting in the bar, to mention the wonderful roses underneath, the brothel underneath that publication house, probably. That's most likely it. I mean, they're just kind of standing there looking pretty, are they not? Well, sitting there, I suppose. If you were someone of a bad... Oh, wait! I could possibly get them a client. They did, help us out quite a bit, so I'm going to go. I'm going to walk over to Ernst.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to walk over to Ernst. I'm going to just lean over his shoulder a little bit, and I'm like, hello, this is so completely off the beaten track, but you didn't hear it from me. But I do think that Danika's husband is looking to cheat on her, so it would be fabulous time to try and get him into your brothel. And she says this quietly, but with no tact.
You did this, Papa. You did this.
Andy, I should have never incorporated your module. Okay.
Just a
Oh, are we
little
blaming it
tip-off
on Andy?
between
Okay, it's Andy's fault.
Yeah, it's all Andy's fault. Andy. Okay.
Quietly, I'm
That's
whispering in his
decided
ear, but there's no tact, there's no subtlety there.
Ernst looks over at the bar and looks at Erwin, who's just busy, and he says, "Really? Oh, interesting.
I tell.
You were Carla, wasn't it?
Carla, yes. Lila Cat.
Yes, that's the one with the purple heart. Interesting. So,
I'm telling you this because I'm looking for I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I mean, clientele is
I
always
would
very
love to
good.
scratch your back, and if you don't mind me saying, if you don't like the way that I scratch your back, then Jarek's over there, and he points directly at the other side of the table where a man sits that you don't recognize. He says, if I don't scratch your back well enough, then Jarek's probably leave quite a memory for you.
Hey, well,
Enough said. What?
If he can help me, then sure. She's gonna.
That depends. That depends what
Wait,
you're
wait.
looking for.
Oh well, I was just You said that Lady Voctor would be receptive of us. Is there any
absolutely.
way I could get a good word from you, so that if I do show up and because she seems shady, which I love. I love obviously businesses that are a little less conventional. But like, just in case she thinks I'm a threat, I would really appreciate a vouch from you that I am, good to keep myself silent most of the time. Basically just a vouch from you for Lady Voctor to talk to us.
Sure. She likes meeting new people.
Perfect. So if you could just write that down. I have a little bit of wax. I was going to say you could seal it, but who carries around a... Well, you're a publication person. Maybe you carry around a seal. I'm not too sure.
I'm not on my person right now, but and he looks around the table and sees that the other three are in an active conversation. So he bends a little closer to you, lowers his voice, and says, "One more question, though. What is your opinion about our current Burgermeister?"
Oh, he seems completely insane.
Yes, I will put in a good word for you.
Fabulous. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. If I come across any more gentlemen looking to betray their wives, I'll send them your way. Goodbye. And I'm going to rush off back towards John. And Casariel, I'm going to be like, hey, allies are being acquired within the town, which is very good because I don't think we're particularly popular.
Wait, who said that?
Yeah.
We're not popular.
I did
Wouldn't like
know
us.
from someone the last time we were here, so I am trying to just garner a reputation or a reputable sort of person.
I'll have you know, 2 separate people gave me a bath. Well, we're in a bath. Never mind.
They did.
Yeah.
Really?
You needed it.
2 people.
Pretty popular. So the nap?
Nap sounds wonderful.
I think we should keep talking about your bath on the way to the nap, though.
They kept
How
trying
did
to
it
get
go?
into my. They kept trying to get into my, bath, and it was tiny. It was small, but there were 2 others. So I told them no. They need to go into the other ones. We need to use all the baths. They were very strange.
Did we establish
lady,
that they basically
bless
deflowered
you.
you?
My dear
I
friend.
never agreed to that.
I didn't say that. Did we? Did we establish that? I didn't ask for any agreement.
I do remember Carla trying to message him, and he just returns, "I'm taking a bath."
It's weird to have someone in your head when you're naked. I get it. It's okay.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point.
Right?
All right. To bed.
Yes.
A midday nap, which is actually a long
There you
rest.
go. You're already in your room, so there you go.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Look at me being quick.
All right. And so once they're in, can someone tell me what happened in the mill? What actually happened? You said I was possessed. What does that mean?
We don't really know, John. I mean, clearly you know your weapon is cursed at the very least. It's an entity which is possessing you, most likely. So I think you already knew that. And we met uh we met the entity, and it was a demon.
I think it was. I mean, we asked and it didn't really give a clear answer, but I don't think any evil thing is going to. We could. Well, why did it come out then? Why then? I mean, we had a plan. Not all hope was lost, but it was there, like as if you were going. It was afraid that you were going to die. At least it didn't want you to, so that's good. But I don't know. It was horribly evil.
If things went the way I thought they might, I would have gladly, if I had to. We all have to die sometime, right?
I should like it very much if you stop throwing your life away so easily. I happen to need you. You are my partner, and I don't want you to die. So, don't. It's really pissed me off.
I'll try my best.
I don't make little dolls for everyone. I'm quite fond of you. You have to stay alive, and we only have
Right.
each other here. We have no one else
Yeah, but
at all. Why do you think I'm
Yes.
gunning so hard for allies? We have no one. We are in a strange world. They're all of our contacts. We don't have our power. We're only slowly growing it back again. John, your life is worth keeping. The very, very last option is always death.
of course, no, I agree, and I in the same way that the very last option should be a fight, should be violence. You should try any way you can to avoid it, but sometimes if the option was, if you were in danger, if Carla was in danger, or if Cascario was in danger, or if the children were in danger, it makes sense. Sometimes you have to spend your life to protect those you care for. So, it didn't happen, so I don't know whether to feel resentful or thankful, but
But
You-
it's the weapon, yes? But you know that for sure.
I haven't been feeling the attachment that I have to Saloon recently. And he pulls out the charm again. Because I still hear her when I have great need. I still can call upon her aid, but this place has been so much more than we're used to. I mean, Casaro, you've done some amazing things. You've been able to fly, to call upon the aid of Saloon. I haven't been feeling that. I needed something.
John, have you considered that you can't contact her because of this thing? I mean, she doesn't really sanction the alliance with a evil
I
weapon.
didn't know it was something. It just when I hold it, it makes me feel like I can overcome anything. It makes me feel like I can protect my friends.
My knowledge.
I've never
is
made
that-
any deals, or I've never talked to anything.
My knowledge of situations similar to this, where objects possess a person or seem to have some evil within them, is usually it's not as cut and dry as sort of destroying the object if it has a hold on someone's soul, and that one, I mean, to be fair, the weapon looks like it would be difficult to destroy, but there are always ways to break possession. Always. Whether it's finishing business or, certain methods that it seems to not want you dead. Which is more than most things that possess people want. But if it's already sort of using you as a tool, if it can take over you like that, it has a strong connection into your soul already. I think we need to work backwards. All weapons have a forger. I asked, and it said that you were not the first person that it had taken like this. Maybe we could find records of another, how they either escaped this or...
Can you
lead back.
identify it?
I just might be able to. I'll need an hour, if you're okay with me spending some time with your weapon.
Of course, and as you say that, the sigils and sort of this like black half gauntlet writhes its way up to his hand, and it forms into weapon. I still don't understand this thing, and he puts it down on the floor in front of you with a thud.
Okay. Carla will just kind of like sit with that for an hour unless we want to continue. Like, that's what she's going to do now. She's going to start the rituals around identifying. Yep. So if you want to continue talking, do that now.
Do you at any point touch the weapon in order to identify it?
I think it is actually. Is it a touch spell? It might be one over there.
I would assume if you want to identify the weapon, you'd have to.
Yeah, it's touch. So yeah, it has to.
Yeah. All right. Roll me. You're going to do that, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, exciting. Okay. 12. It's 14.
All right. You take 10 points of psychic damage as there's just a shock of energy coming from the weapon as you touch it, and the only word you hear in your head is no.
No cheating.
So it doesn't.
Carla, are you
I
alright?
feel like I've had so many things inside my brain today. Yeah, no, the weapon is not particularly happy that I tried to figure it out.
Oh, can you hear us? Is that it? You can hear us like that, can you?
Are you talking to the weapon?
I'm looking like a crazy person talking to this weapon. I'm not going to touch it.
Okay. So from an outsider perspective who doesn't know you, they see an SMR cleric just yelling at a piece of wood on the floor.
Yeah.
Said piece of wood does not feel inclined to honor it with a response.
No.
I rolled something, don't worry about that.
John, I really fucking hate your weapon.
I don't understand it, but yeah. And it just sort of melts into the ground and slithers over to his hand and wraps around as this like half gauntlet thing.
That is disturbing.
Really, it's on
is
us for not noticing that it's like that, to be honest.
Has it always done that? Or is that new?
Ever since the Sanguine Rose, when that guard took it from me. I didn't like being separated from my means of defense, and I just sort of I thought, what if I always had it with me? And then this happened. I didn't really think to say anything because it sounded crazy that it just disappeared.
Hey, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Everything's going to be okay. Whip, listen. If you decide that you don't want that thing, we'll figure out a way to get rid of it. The second that you don't want that thing,
I don't want it, but I think I need it. I think we need it. The second we get out of this place, this land, I need to get rid of it. But this place is, there's something about it. I don't feel like I don't feel like I can help as I am.
I think you need to talk to Saloon, and it's a full moon right now, so tonight. I think we need to do a ritual tonight. I think we need to talk to her. See if she'll respond. See what she thinks about this weapon.
I'd like
Listen.
her advice. I haven't heard her in so long.
She's always with you, John. Always, even if you can't hear her.
I know. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Always. Only always.
You guys want to sleep? What do you?
Yeah, I'll take the first watch if we think we should watch, or...
Now that we know that we're carrying around a demon, it would be best. Well, some evil creature.
Right.
He's gonna.
I'll take the first watch.
He's gonna lay the weapon next to him on like on the side of the bed.
Yeah.
Is there
next
anything
one on
else
the
you guys
bed?
wanna... Oh,
No,
this is my rifle.
Yeah,
There are many
Kasariel just
like it, but this is mine.
Kasariel just back and forth while John's sleeping, just fucking like planning all the shit she's gonna do to this fucking demon when she can. Like she's just crossed armed, like wearing a groove in the floor, just staring at it.
As
I
it
love it.
happens, the weapon is leaning in such a way that the face of terror is facing her.
You think I'm afraid of you? You think I'm scared of you? I'm not fucking scared of you. I'm going to fucking send you back to whatever fucking hellhole you came from.
Yeah, she's 100% talking to this weapon while John's sleeping.
Okay.
Fabulous.
So for the
So-
long rest, is there anything you guys want to do during this long rest, or is it just sleep?
Just so that it is clear, I am going to spend 1 hour of my watch, because I imagine we do 2, and 2, or whatever it is. I want to spend an hour of that ritual casting a spirit session. So what I basically do is I'll put down some candles. I'll take out, the Ouija board and just attune to it. I'll do some tarot cards. I'll kind of do all of my practices of my college as I try to get re-in-tuned with my magic and try to focus myself, and I will basically give myself the special spell for that for the day. So that's what I'm going to do. For the next morning. So
Yes.
yeah.
I can't wait to find
Enjoy
out what that
Kasariel?
means.
Me too.
Yes.
No, Kasariel's just cussing out, and it's not an inanimate weapon, but it's a whatever. She's just cussing that thing out. That's all she does.
I get that. Okay. You can apply a long rest if needed. I don't think you did, but in case you do need, feel free to reset. And you should be able to wake up next morning reinvigorated with no negative repercussions for the three of you.
Kasariel, yeah. Okay, I took the first watch, so no. I was gonna say I wake up at the light of dawn, but it's like midday now, so never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
He's gonna sort of spend his time keeping an eye on the door, but also slowly rotating it and looking into the face, like trying to figure out, what are you? Feeling a little bit more confident in himself, actually.
All right. I would say also looking at the clock, should we take our mid-session break? Because we're
Sounds
just
Good.
about there. Hello, everybody. We are back from our break. I hope you guys enjoyed your break as much much as we did. It's fun to talk with a couple of you guys in live chat, so thank you for that. So before our break, let me think. We
Took a nap.
went back to.
Sorry.
Yeah, you went to take a nap. Yeah, that's that's essentially it. You struck a bargain. You struck a bargain with the hags. You went out, went to Vallaki, delivered the kids to the Church of St. Andrew, so they're safe over there, and went back to the Blue Water Inn. Had a bit of an interaction over there, and decided to tuck in for the night. And as I said before, we went on our break. You can apply a long rest if you needed it. And there's no other repercussions for the three of you. So unless there's anything else you want to do during your long rest, you wake up fresh and revived in the late afternoon, I'd say.
Okay, so any emotional baggage that we need to get out now before we start going, doing things again?
Yeah.
To John and Casariel.
No. I think
Not feeling particularly emotional. Are you, John?
no, a little bit like we have unfinished business, but as of right now, it might not be the smartest play to rush right back in. So, what
Yes.
was this whole book thing that you were talking about with Lady Verma something?
So Lady Vocta has a book club. Again, it sort of seems to be the another one of those shady underground things that's happening within the town, such like the brothel. But it seems to be something that is actively against the Burgermeister. Now, I'm interested in Lady Vocta because she was apparently not a big fan of Vasili. Like, apparently they were at each other's throats quite often. So I need to know her information about Vasili, because we do need to investigate the fact that Strahd was fucking Vasili. Really glossed over that quite quickly with the life and death situations. But that will lead with that investigation. But also, she seems to have a connection to that boy that's missing as well. So it's two birds, one stone? Is that the saying? I think so.
Do you think his house is still here?
We should go investigate his house, but I
Oh.
think it would be better to do that at night.
Do you think the butler was in on it?
I'm wondering about that. I do wonder. I need to know who knew that he was Strahd, or if Vasili was actually a person before it was changed into, unless Strahd took
Are
his
we concerned
facade.
at all about Irina? Or are we just thinking she's up in a castle with a king?
Oh, I'm-
Basically, I mean, she's probably fine.
No, I'm incredibly concerned about her, but I also don't think we are. The man masqueraded as another person for the entire time we knew him. Silver did nothing.
He's not unfortunate looking. I mean, how bad can it be?
He took her without her consent. Casariel.
Yeah, we
Yes, that's true.
need to confront him one way or another, and it might be best to be prepared before we do so, just in case. I wouldn't want to upset the political balance of this land, and I don't think we should rush to violence, but it might be unavoidable, and we should be ready for that.
I'm only saying that maybe, once she gets to know him, maybe she's happy. She lives in a castle, after all.
If it were you, Casariel, would you
That's
be
the case.
happy? If you had no choice in the matter?
I hate it when you do that. I really do. No, you're right. And I hate
We're
telling you
not-
that as well.
Well, it's not very often, at least. You don't have to worry about that much.
That's true.
It's okay, because he's obsessed, so, like, he doesn't have that much of an upper foot
I'm
on you.
not. No.
But, just... Sorry. Sorry. We'll move on.
We
He's not
can't
right all
laugh
the time.
about it. Then what can we do?
I cry, maybe.
Right.
So,
You ready
yes.
to head out?
Doctor, then Vasili. Vasili's house. Does that sound good, or is that too off the beaten track?
Sounds fantastic. Let's go knock down a book club.
Oh, sounds wonderful.
Oh, before we go, what sort of spells do you think I'll need? Need to prepare them.
You said you could find things, right? Was that something you...
I can, yes. Well, I need that.
Did
Maybe if that boy is still missing, she might be able to she might have something of his that we could. No, but we tried that last time, it didn't work.
because you did that while we were, I think, at the burgomaster's place. You were looking for shoes. That seemed like a great idea then, even though we didn't find anything then, but it seemed like a good lead.
Maybe
Right?
any
Talk to
persuasive spells you have? In case, things get dicey and she needs to be convinced not to, kill us. She seems to have a big power in this town.
I can make a group of people friendly to us, and I can also command someone to do something, just something simple like stop or
I can.
fall on the ground or whatever.
One of the things that I feel more confident in ever since we were there, and you told me about the deals that you made. I feel it's difficult to explain, but there's something about strings and dolls, and I feel like I would hate to do so, but if we needed it to be done, I may be able to suggest something to someone and have them become, if they were evil, of course, or if there were a problem, I might be able to suggest something to someone and they might listen.
Oh,
Much as
sounds
it
Incredible.
okay. So
Great.
John will be a negotiator if things go sour. That sounds good. So, pack your heat. Yes.
All right.
done.
I'm not going to interject on that per se, but I believe packing heat is something that is like not really from the Dungeons and Dragons era. Whereas it means that will probably have another meaning here. So you guys are off to the Sanguine Rose or what?
Prestidigitation, I'm now holding a flame.
No, I'm also
fair enough.
packing heat. I prepared a fireball spell last night.
Oh yeah, you know Fireball now, right? That's scary.
Oh
But only
my.
if I do a ritual. Contact the ghosts a little bit. Okay.
So as you walk out of your room, this is like the area that you're looking at right now. You can basically see the tavern downstairs.
Right.
These are just it's like a balustrade. On the other side, there's also a balustrade, and as you walk out of your room, one thing you do notice is that Rictavio is there, walking on the other side and opening a door over there and going in.
Hey, Rick. Oh, he's gone. Hey, Casaril, your friend is over there in the other room, and he's going to point to the door.
He's an elf, but he doesn't speak Elvish. I've never heard such a thing.
Is he broken?
Oh, he also mentioned something about dusk elves. Have you ever heard of that? A dusk elf.
Never heard of such a thing. That's new.
Do you think it has anything to
Exciting.
do with mourning? Like, we've got, our Order of Midnight Paladins back home. We've got the Morning Lord here. It seems appropriate there'd be some group of dusk people.
Yes, it could be reference to a god that maybe they all worship or come from.
Maybe it does have something to do with the Morning Lord.
Would be. I just haven't seen any other elves. He's the only elf I've seen here. Oh, and I asked him to he's something of a bard, I think. Yes, he travels and tells stories. So I think well, I asked him to tell people about the windmill, to hide the children and keep them safe.
That's a very good idea, yes. I think spreading the word covertly would be best. I was thinking about leaving, you know how I left signs here about the vampires? I could do that along the road for children as well.
Only problem is that if they see these signs, they'll know who's putting them out, and then
It's a script, right? The script when certain people. So here I went by like a tax bracket. So anyone who seemed particularly wealthy would not have been able to see that vampires were loose within Vallaki, but the general public would. But I could do the same for like an age range, children would not be able to see it, but they might be able to read it. Meanwhile, anyone else who reads it, it would appear as gibberish or maybe some funny comic or something of the sort. It's something that I learned from the book, Strahd's
Oh.
book.
Brilliant. I think it's worth the risk either way. If we save just one child, I think we're all in agreement that's worthy.
I think
Yes.
they need to be high up on our list, though.
And Lady
Absolutely.
Vocta does provide an opportunity. If she is well off and has a guard, we might be able to rally them to come with us to take down those witches.
Let's go talk to her. I'm interested to see what she's about.
After you.
All right. So where do you guys want to go? Just to
By
the
the
Vocta
burger.
house?
Yeah, the Vocters. It's by the Burgomaster's place, another big mansion, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You've gotten a rough like indication of where you should go, and sure enough, as you follow those directions, you will indeed near the Burgomaster's mansion, where you have been already, indeed find another relatively large building, which looks like this. The building itself looks, for lack of a better word, relatively intact. But a little overgrown and a little worse for wear. It needs, well, it doesn't need, but it would do well with a little bit of a fresh coat of paint and a little bit of repair here and there. Would you add that to the house? This is a very stately mansion. It looks like someone wealthy would live.
Is it bigger than Vasily's place?
Oh, yeah, very much so. Vasily's place is like a nice townhouse. This is a villa, or a mansion, if you will. By contrast, in the front yard of this house, there is a bit of a garden going on with some vegetables and whatnot.
This
Are those
place could
pumpkins?
Those are scarecrows
Okay.
with a pumpkin
wild
as a
boars.
head.
This place could use a new coat of paint and some repairs, but might be nice.
Yes.
Carla's going to go up to the gate and see if it pushes open or if there's a bell indicating that visitors have arrived.
The gate pushes open by itself.
Hey,
All right.
confidently walks in.
Oh, I closed the door.
I do not. I close it. And, like, leave her be.
Bye, Carla.
Later. Right, I'll go up to the door and very politely knock.
Right. The door is opened after a little while, and you are standing face to face with a gentleman with relatively long hair and a very stoic look on his face. He looks at you and he says, "Yeah."
Oh, I am Carla Lilacart. I am here because I heard Lady Vocta has the most wonderful book club set up within this town. And I am an avid reader and writer, so I would love to be involved.
Is that so? All right. I imagine you want to have an audience with Lady Vocta.
If she'll have us.
I'm pretty sure she can squeeze you in. Why don't you come in here and we'll get you sorted.
Wonderful. Are we meant to see anything?
I'm working on that.
Oh, okay, sorry. Just in case.
No, it's all good. The valet goes in front of you and walks you to...
Oh, he's creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he's very creepy. He walks you to an area which can be described as like a dining slash living area. And he stands in the corner and says, "Please take a seat on the couches, and the lady will join you soon."
Do you have any non-book things? Like,
You see the valet looking at you like, yeah, there's like a couch that you just sat on. Like, what?
never mind. I'll polish my maul.
Right. I will go and tell Lady Voxer that she has visitors. Excuse
Ernst, oh goodness, what was his second name? He runs the publishing house. He might have mentioned me, so if you could mention that Ernst, may have mentioned me.
You'll see him acknowledging that, as in that he nods his head, but he doesn't say anything about that as he walks off.
Hey,
All right. Do you think they have books around here? Or... Yeah, I don't know what a book club does.
we're just trying to find out what the book club actually is.
Oh, we're not joining. Okay, good.
Can you read, John? Is that something that you're capable of doing?
I can read. Just it's boring. We get our orders sometimes in written form. It's frustrating, but
Have you ever read anything that was like fantasy or for pleasure,
Mom used to read to me.
Oh. Your mother's lovely. She's a very nice woman. I do believe your brother is dead, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, me too.
When she writes to me, I want to write back to her saying he probably just died in battle, but she seems so hopeful.
I've talked to her about that. She thinks that some fantastical thing could have happened, or maybe he ran away and tried to save himself. I'm like, no, of course not. He's too honorable for that. So.
No. Well, this waiting is awfully awkward.
Is there anything in the room as I look around that's interesting? Of note?
There's a fire. There's a fireplace. There's a couple of doors, and there is like a little dinner table.
I'm gonna get up and go look at those silverware.
All right. The silverware displayed on the table indeed has a engraving on it. The engraving is of a droplet with an oval circle around it.
Like a rain droplet or like a blood droplet?
It's silver, so it's not colored. No, I'm not giving you that, Casario. But good question. Good question. Yeah.
Does it match any of the types that we've taken before?
No, I think either they're very much like water, or perhaps it's a blood droplet.
I mean, it could
Can't
be
be
a
sure.
droplet of anything. Oil.
A door
Wax.
swings open near Casario, and she hears a voice say, "Agreed, it could be anything."
Our old friend.
Ernst.
It's
Hello.
the runner of the bathhouse. Hello.
Yes, amongst other things.
What are you doing here? Are you visiting, or do you live here?
You put in a good word.
No, I live a little further ways away. I live next to Vasily, if you know him. A wonderful man, a tradesman and all that. But I was working. I was just conferring with Lady Boxa a little earlier on, and I was just having some food before I went on my merry way. So yeah. What about you? So you took up the offer to visit Lady Boxa, I imagine.
Did you put in a word, as I asked?
I haven't got the chance just yet.
Oh, how much of a shame that is. Oh my, okay. So you live next to Vasily.
I do.
You conduct most of your business at night, I imagine, so you're out of the house, usually.
I drift in from time to time, but I guess you could say that, yes.
Okay, good to know. Did you notice anything weird about him? Like, strange, really?
When he's about, not really, but he's almost never there. He's a traveling salesman. Like he goes all the way from the one side of Barovia to the other. So I've never really gotten around to, talk to him, invite him over for a cup of, well, anything. So no, he's a dashing man, though. Like I would have loved to invite him over to my,
Oh, yes. Roses. Well, have a lovely day.
Well, and you too.
I am so sorry to do this. I really, really need to go bathroom. I will be right back in like 2 minutes. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll say
I do
while
have a
we're
question,
working. Carla's
an
like,
out of
"Where's the
character
bathroom?"
question.
Yep.
While we do that, while we were in the brothel,
Yes.
Did John detect evil and good, or use his divine sense?
I don't think he did, but John, you might be a better.
I feel like I did leading up to before we even saw the first guards when we were in like the dingy little room before, and I don't think anything triggered.
Right.
And if something would have triggered, then I probably didn't, because I feel like it was basically a non-issue. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, whatever happened, no, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't remember you using it, but even if you did, then it was indeed at the entrance. In which case, no, you didn't see anything there.
Yeah. So because I'm pretty sure that it was like leading up to, because we weren't sure what was going on. We were looking for an entrance because we just got into this like just storage room, and so opened it up, didn't feel anything, and then we went in, and once I've tried it once, why would I try it again in the same place?
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, spam that shit right now.
I'm thinking, John. I was thinking about asking, does he answer to any other names like James or Strahd?
Ernst looks at you and he says, "Vasily? No, he's a very he's a man with a lot of pride. I imagine. I mean, his name carries weight in this world. I can't imagine him going by a pseudonym. I mean, maybe when he visits the Rose, he might want to take up a different name. A lot of people do. It's a thing, right? But other than that, no, I can't imagine so. No.
If
It's just Vasily. Vasily that's a name.
does he have family, or like you're saying his name carries weight? Why is that? Is his family here? Does he have parents that we can talk to or meet?
Honestly, he lives together with his butler. Yeah, he is a butler.
Yeah, we've met him. We've actually traveled with him a bit.
Oh, did you really? So I don't think he has any next of kin.
His butler makes great bacon, by the way, so you know.
I imagine he does.
Yes, it's delicious.
I'm not sure actually. I haven't really spoken to him about his family, but I don't think he has any family. No.
Does he have property in other places? Does he? Because I think you said something like when he's here. Is he often away for long periods? Like, does he have other houses
yes.
we can visit?
I would imagine so. He never really disclosed where, but it's like he's been on the road so much, you would almost think that he has multiple places that he can go to. So I don't know.
I wonder if he has a house in Barovia we could visit.
As this conversation drags on, there is a lady coming down the stairs and into the living room. And she looks at the three of you. She says, "Pleasure. You are?"
John Barenthal. Nice to meet you.
Right. And you might be?
I'm Carla Lilacott. Ernst here was telling me of your wonderful book club before, so I thought we'd stop by and have a chat. I also have, a couple of You're very infamous around here. I have a couple of questions if you have the time to answer.
My book club, huh? She says as she looks over at Ernst, and Ernst slightly nervously looks back at her, and he says, "Yeah, they started about it. Apparently, it's no big secret that you do have indeed a book club, ma'am." And she shoots him another angry glance, and then looks back at you, Carla, and she says, "Yes, I do run a book club for the enlightened and those in pursuit of new knowledge. Knowledge is important. The people that matter know that that is indeed important. Um,
Great.
so yes, welcome. And you are
Bored.
Casariel. Silverbrow.
because Silverbrow. All right, that's it's not a common name over here.
Yes, perhaps you've met my mother, Celisaria.
What kind of elf is she?
She's not an elf. She looks quite a bit like myself.
Oh, is that so? Interesting. Interesting. No, I can't say I have. But it's nice to meet you.
Pleasure. We are ourselves seekers of knowledge, so this book club does sound enticing.
Yes, in fact, we're not obviously from around here. I am a writer back in Neverwinter for the Violet Gazette, which is a publication all about finding magic and knowledge and the truth within sort of the world that we live in the arcane beyond. So when I heard you have an enlightened book club, I thought it was very interesting.
All right, all right. Well, I do. We congregate once a week to discuss the latest poetry and books that come from the lands beyond and also the lands within. It's a bit of a hobby, if you will. I have a couple of friends that join in. If you'd like to become a part of it, perhaps we can arrange something. Would have to look into it, of course. Like I don't want to have too many members. But it's just, the
Understand.
the social interaction. Yes.
Would this might seem like an out of left field question, but would one of those members happen to have been an Uda? I believe his name was. Young boy. Well, not young, he's 29. Cobbler. Made very nice shoes. And I describe the shoes. I can't remember the description now, but it's like intricate lacing, that kind of thing.
Yeah, they were very they're shoes that you will notice, and I don't have it written down here. So yeah, but there are noticeable shoes.
Yes.
She listens to your description and she says, yes, he's been here quite literally once or twice.
Yeah.
I don't want to call him a full member per se, but yeah, he's been here. Yes.
When was the last time you saw him? His poor mother, she's very distressed. Apparently hasn't been home in a couple of days.
Oh my. Truth be told, I don't think I've seen him for the better part of a week, if not longer.
Would you happen to remember the last place? Was it where your book club congregated?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. I didn't love that tone. She doesn't say this, but I didn't love that tone. So can I try an insight to see if I can kind of glean from her face whether she's telling the truth?
You very much can.
Okay. Yeah, that's a 2. So that's okay. That's gonna be a 16.
How much do you have? Holy
No. I was trying to read if it was 15 or 12.
Ah.
It's a 2. Yeah. Cool.
That's a 2. 16.
16.
What?
Do
No,
bards get
no.
reliable talent? I'm just wondering.
No,
Yeah,
I was trying to
that's
read.
pretty.
Trying to read what
That's
the
like all
restriction here
reliable
called.
right there.
That's great.
Yes, it's a 16. Light
Um,
charisma based. No,
You can
yeah.
very clearly see that this woman is hiding things. She isn't plainly lying to you, so what she said so far doesn't feel like it's a lie, but she is everything she says is like a half truth, which is such a thing with like the aristocratic. Like the fact that they're inclined to speak to you at all is almost like they are offering you a certain privilege. So yeah, there's that vibe coming off of it. Whether or not she's lying, it's hard to tell, but it might be.
Yay. Oh, well, if you remember anything about him, I mean, the poor creator, she was very distressed. And I would hate to see her, I mean, these lands aren't particularly nice, and with everything that's going on, you would fear for her, having any sad emotions around this town. The Burgermeister.
Oh, as you mentioned that, she just flares up a bit and she says, "Oh, please spare me the details of the Burgermeister and his happiness. That is such a wasted campaign. That man
Think
should
so?
be removed from office post haste."
You guys vote? Like, how would you?
He's been there because his family has been there, but there's other families with actual good stock that should take his place. Make no mistake, that day will come, and when it does, he will beg for mercy, and I will be sure to give him none. This constant threat of festivals and happiness and bringing in children for the joy of others is just something that is going too far, too wide to be considered a good thing. I don't like him, and I don't care what would happen to him. At some point, something might, but until then, it is what it is.
Do you know what happens to the children who? What's going on with the children being invited to festivals? Can you tell me more about that?
The Burgermeister would have you believe that if there is any source of decent joy and actual social fun in a group of people, it would be children, because children are relatively incorrupted, depending on their age, even incorruptible. And if someone says, sometimes that say that there's nothing as precious as a child's laughter. The Burgermeister is taking this to the extreme. He demands children be there at the jamborees and parties that he throws, just to show the rest of the world how happy you can be.
So nothing happens to these children, nothing bad. They don't get taken from their families or anything.
No, I think if the Burgermeister would do that, he would have a revolt. So I'd almost say let's see what happens, but
Is he endorsed by the Lord of these lands? Do you know?
honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I can hardly imagine that he is, seeing as he's put a palisade around his lands, and he's putting guards on top of the walls to make sure that nobody gets in or out without his express permission, by delegation usually. You don't do that when you're more of an amicably, inclined person, which he isn't.
I mean, that seems fairly reasonable. These lands, there's wolves and other things in the mists in the woods. Seems like something one would do. Although
Joy.
didn't Vasily mention something about how he didn't like Strahd?
Yes, Vasily is just a terrible man. I cannot fathom how he cannot like Strahd, she says.
Oh.
Oh, so are you close with him? Being
I'm a fond supporter of his ways, yes.
oh, that's lovely.
Of Strahd or Vasily? I'm sorry, you lost me.
Vasily is just another one to add to the flock of non-believers. Um, Vasily opposes Strahd, saying that he has an iron grip on the land and he tries to squeeze everyone for everything he's got. And I think the true visionaries of this city will be able to see so much clearer what Strahd's true intentions are. Um, I'm not angry at Vasily for this. I just feel betrayed, if anything, that he is going to such lengths just to make a point clear.
What are his goals for the land?
Strahd, you mean?
Yes, you just mentioned that Vasily can't see the vision.
Yes, because Vasily opposes him. Now, Strahd he doesn't like, I'm not privy to his ultimate goals that he wants to what he wants to do with the land, but he's a fair ruler. He is direct, but predictable and fair. Um, Plus, he is a rightful claimant to this land. Ultimately, he's given this land his conquest. Blood has been shed over here, and he did all that just to ensure the freedom and happy freedom of the inhabitants here. So, yeah.
That history sounds incredible. Do you happen to have any books or anything about that I could research? We've, not many people have known the history of the land when we've asked, but I find it fascinating.
Of course she has
don't believe
books.
I
This
have
is a
a
book
book on
club.
it.
Pardon?
I don't believe I have a book on it. No.
Oh, well, anything interesting that you could remember would be wonderful. Usually back in where we're from, lands are sort of appointed usually by a higher overarchy, but he conquested this land, so and
Yes, he did.
freed its people.
Yes.
How
Yes,
many
he did.
years ago did he do that?
Oh my. That must be quite a bit. I think about 150 to 200 years ago.
He looks great for his age. We've met the man, and are you sure this isn't? He's not like Strahd the fourth or fifth or something.
No. This is very much the original one. Yes.
Everybody says that, but I mean, maybe he just looks very similar to his father.
Who knows, right?
150 to 200 years ago. And who owned this land previously, do you know? We've heard the name Argynvost thrown around sometimes, but I'm unsure.
They were a bunch of rebels. They settled here without permission and started putting their foot down on anything that they would deem righteous and holy, and anything else was terrible. They did not own this land. The previous owners are a group of people that the DM can't remember right now, but they were certainly not aristocratic, nor were they worthy to rule.
Was it the Vistani?
No. No, the Vistani are just a group of wandering traitors, if you will, or traitors, depending on which one you run into.
Ah, I see what you did there. It means that it could be barterers
Yes.
or betrayers.
We got it.
Oh,
So, I imagine you didn't come here just for idle chit chat. Is there anything I can do with for you?
Okay, so you don't like this. Okay, what else did we have to? What else do we have to do for Lady Voctor?
We were told that you like to meet new people, and we certainly wanted to pay our respects to the nobility of Velaki.
Well, I'm very glad with that. I mean, I am spending my time here talking with you, aren't I?
You are. We appreciate it very much.
Wonderful.
Well, if you're interested in letting us into the book club to face, enlightenment and share knowledge, we have a lot from the outside world. If you're interested, you can find us at the Blue Water Inn.
And what exactly would you bring to the table for my book club?
I am a very skilled investigator. I can hunt down knowledge that not many others can. And John and Casariel are incredible. I mean,
She writes incessantly about it. It's very annoying.
Is
not
that
about your
so?
incredibleness.
In the middle of your compliment, I'm so sorry.
Not about its incredibleness, about, sort of unknown information. I have a particular interest in the paranormal, but, political intrigue and stuff like that has captured my attention once or twice. But these two, they are incredible. They are servants of Saloon, the moon goddess.
We fought night hags.
We did fight
Oh, did you
night
really?
hags
Interesting.
recently.
Yes, the world is full of crazy, encounters, right?
We found it so, yes.
Yeah. It's rough out there.
I was conceived here, actually. My mother and father met here. So,
In my house?
no. No. I'm not sure where.
That's
But
what I was thinking, too.
they met at the Durst Mansion, actually.
Oh, really? Well then, doesn't happen too much that there's someone born into Barovia. As you might have noticed, we get a lot more tourists than actual births and whatnot. So, number of people there fluctuates, especially in the summer months, and then dwindles again in the winter. Yes.
Why is that?
Not like you have the weather.
It's probably really cold.
Yes, it's the weather.
Are you lying to me?
Is that an inside check?
No, he just literally asked her that.
Fair enough.
It's the weather.
I wouldn't dream of it. Why would you ask me that?
I don't know. It just
Oh,
sounded really weird that you said that.
He's kidding.
He's
sense of
horribly
humor is
suspicious.
a bit off.
I was going to ask you, though. You mentioned how you were talking about the burgomaster. Do you know anything about how one might find his... Apparently, he has like a holding cell or somewhere underneath a place where he would hold people that he doesn't want them to know about or something. We're looking for somebody.
It's a difficult question. He has people captured all over the city. He has the people in the stockades, of course, with the donkey masks.
Right.
Then there are one or two places where he also keeps some prisoners. Within his own house, there's rumor that he also has a cell somewheres. But beware of all the henchmen that he has over there. The Burgomaster employs a rather sizable private army just for himself. Do watch out for that.
It's not in service of the town, like the town guard or...
Oh, no separate division. The town guard just guards the town. No, he actually has a separate group of people that he hires just for his own personal protection.
Why? Is he that unpopular?
He's unpopular with the wrong people.
Yourself.
Strahd.
Clearly you're formidable.
Oh, never mind.
Of course I am.
I mean, she's not that... Never mind.
John, even I know not to do that. So, listen. Okay, so the Bergman. Oh my god, I knew I had something that's gone. So
you were asking what we could bring to your book club, and if it's just interest or curiosity, we are not only worshippers of Saloon. I'm a cleric. I'm a Silver Star, actually, which is something of a impressive rank where I come from. And I'm also sort of split. I'm half Saloonite and half Morning Lord.
Interesting. Hard to pick, isn't it?
I'm just stepping into my understanding of the Morning Lord. Do you worship?
Of course.
actually, mentioning an offer, we could trade something for membership. Is there something you want to know about someone in the city? Could find out information.
With an actual membership card.
Maybe if we find out anything about the Burgermeister that's interesting, would you be amiable to taking that information in exchange for membership?
Very much depends on the type of information. However, if you would bring me some information on the Burgermeister, I can always get you a form of a reward, and we'll have to find out what that reward is, depending on how big of a shocker it is that you deliver to us.
Well, we're in town for a few days, so we are more than available. You know, we've found out some very interesting things about Valaki in our time.
Hmm.
Did you know about the skull?
Which one?
The one of St.
Insight check.
Andor. So when
I know it's in the church, buried somewhere. Yes.
I also didn't hear the little gossip that went around about that.
Can't remember I did, no. Maybe one of my servants did, but I definitely did not, no.
Well, these are the kind of things we can offer. Information about the happenings of town, if that's something that you're interested in. Private information, maybe about people that you might not have particular fondness for. We need allies, to be blunt and plain, and we are very formidable to have within ranks.
Have you or your people found any or seen any vampires running around town?
Tact, John, tact. Vampires, you say? Why would I see a couple of vampires roaming around?
She wouldn't have seen
Is
your
there
message,
anything-
right, Carla? Never mind.
Yeah, she's above a certain tax bracket. Yeah.
Right. Never mind.
Okay.
He
Alright.
is very touched in the head. He had a great fall, but look at those muscles.
I'm possessed.
It seems in his case, greatness does come before the fall, right?
Thinks it's possessed, but it's really just special.
Was that a... Did she insult? I
By
can't even tell.
Saloon! He loves his goddess.
Right.
Dear God. This is going exceptionally poorly. Thank you for all the information you've given. We will be staying at the Blue Water Inn if you would like to consider us. I promise we are more organized than this. And we do share similar interests. We also
Do we
didn't
now?
particularly agree with the Burgermeister or with Vasily in some ways, and
That might make our connection more amicable. Yes. I like your approach. I do.
you. So should we be off? We've taken up so much of your time.
Oh, that is fine. I love meeting new people. Yes.
Thanks. We'll see you some other time.
Yes, you will. Be safe out there, especially when you go outside the city walls. And I will see you soon. The valet will leave you. We'll let you out. Goodbye for now. As she walks back up the stairs.
Yes. I am going to drop the ring.
Yep.
The ear ring that we have
Earring.
down in between.
I just got that.
Down in between her couch cushions as we leave. I'm going to try and do it stealthily.
All right. Hoping/waiting for the right person to pick it up and make it their own.
Or leave it in the room so that when I hear it...
Good point.
Yeah, because I'm attuned to it now. Yeah. Alrighty? Someone do?
We're going to head out.
I'm fine. All right. Where do you want to go?
Okay, what other things do we need to wrap up? So Uda was at that last place, so unless we get an invite, we really don't know where her book club is unless we find someone.
We could go talk to Duska, though.
Do we know?
Oscar.
Wait, is he here?
I don't know where he is.
Is he?
You found a
No,
letter.
We
I imagine
did
we just
find
go to
him
the
there.
graveyard. We'll find him there. He's certainly got someone there looking for body parts.
The kid who was digging the graves. Do you think he knows?
Maybe.
We saw 2 people actually digging in a graveyard.
Right.
Remember?
Oh, we did question that child, and he did not seem particularly fond of it. He would just kind of wet himself.
Yep.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Right.
If
Are
we
we
go,
spies now for this lady?
we offered her services. I don't know if she's going to accept them, especially with your whole possessed act, John.
She said I was falling on my head. I haven't fallen on my head. I mean, come on, cut me some slack. I've been possessed.
All right. Well, we could go talk to the paladin, skeleton, undead paladin.
We just
You know,
spent 100
maybe.
gold getting 2 children off of those witches. We could go back for that gold that we left there.
To the witches?
No, not the witches. The gold that we
Where the
left.
gold was underwater.
Oh, the gold. Yes. Yes. Well, we should go at night if we do that, because then I could pop on down there.
Yes. We do need to investigate Vasili's house. We would have to wait for nightfall. We'll investigate his house, try and find out what's
What if we go talk
inside
to
there.
Brom, the butler guy, and we can talk to him and just say, hey, Vasily, I don't know, isn't here anymore. He's not around anymore. He's Strahd. And we just go in and
How about you two
New
talk
home.
to him, and I will go investigate while I'm in there. You know, my little
I
disappearing
think
act.
we have tried this approach before, and it does not go well. Do you remember?
But he's just a butler.
Well, is he? I mean,
I hope so.
what if he's, God, what is Strahd's right-hand man's name?
Oh, him. He's very creepy.
Yes, could have been him. Could have been anyone.
Could have been.
But, I mean, the man makes good breakfast. I think that we can at least talk to him.
Just root around for some papers. That's all.
All right.
And I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated in case anything goes awry. We managed to get out of the last
A
one.
bad? Does that mean bad?
Hmm?
Never mind.
Oh god, we've become a mess. Yes.
So where are we going?
There we go.
We're going to Vasily's house, right?
So yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to wander around town until nighttime to go to Vasily's house. And if there's a random encounter that we happen to have before then, fabulous. If not, then we're just going to wait till nighttime for Vasily's house.
I think we could use this time to sort of explore, maybe go by Blinksies, but also there are parts of town we haven't
slums would
seen
be
yet.
huge.
Let's go through the slums.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is still a couple of parts of town that you haven't seen. The slums will be one of them. And then there is indeed Blinksy and the Vasily's house that you can go to, of course. So that's up to you.
So
Alright.
at nighttime, I think we're going to go to Vasily's house, but for then we'll just investigate whatever's left and not the kind of parts of town that we haven't seemed to wander towards. So the darker parts, that kind of thing.
Yeah, there are some slums that you've seen a couple of times now, but you haven't ventured into just yet.
Yeah, that's what we'll do while we're waiting for nightfall.
There you go. You walk to
It's all black
the
for me.
seedier part of town, which is it completely dark for you? or-
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let me fix that. Shouldn't be like that.
Yay.
It's showing things now. Why not?
Yes.
So, as you walk to the seedier part of town, you notice that this area is mostly built of tents, houses that are barely, able to be called houses. It looks old and broken here. It's not even former glory. This place has never seen any glory. As you walk into some sort of a center of the slums, you notice that a couple of people have put some tents together and made an actual campfire that they're sitting at. Close by, there's a couple of buildings, and left and right, you see remnants of what looks like a city wall that was once constructed out of stone, both towards the north and towards the south.
As we're walking up, what do some of the buildings look like? Do they have any clear signage or anything that stands
Nothing
out?
whatsoever. They look like, like an outhouse that's just made of planks. It's simple as that. These houses look exactly like that, just larger. And they miss a little crescent moon on it because, it's not an outhouse.
Hello there. How are you? How fares the night? How are you doing today?
As you approach the campfire, the conversation that was ongoing at that moment stops, and they both eye you and they say, "You're lost?"
Nope. Weren't really going anywhere.
Never seen you kind of folk here.
It's the first time we've been here, actually. We're just sort of looking around, trying to understand the town a little bit better. I'm John. Nice to meet you.
Well, hello, John. Nice to meet you. Welcome to our little slice of paradise.
Thank you. Are these
course.
just houses around here?
Yeah? Why?
Oh.
They don't look like much, but people live there because they can't get anything else.
No, I was just wondering if there were shops or residences. That's all.
Ah, yes. No, they're residences. There's no shops here.
Do you guards patrol around here often?
Like the city patrol?
Mm-hmm.
No. No.
Is there anything in the fire, or are they like cooking anything, or?
It seems like it's just a fire to keep them warm.
Okay.
I am looking for someone at the moment. He might have run through this part of town. We haven't been able to find him elsewhere. And I'm going to minor illusion a little floating image of Vasily. Not Vasily, what's his
Udo?
name? No, like
Udo?
Lungari.
Lingari, there we go.
Oh,
The floating image of Lingari. Because if he was to come somewhere without guard, sounds about right. And I kind of showed up and I'm like, I am looking for him, and if you've got any information, maybe we could trade it.
So, between the two gentlemen that are sitting here at the fire, the one most north of the two, eyes a picture with a little bit of, just go. Kind of look in his eyes, and he looks at the image that you made and says, "No, it looks like the kind of guy who could get through over here without notifying anyone. But no, I don't recognize him." The guy next to him, though, tenses up a little bit and tries to say the same thing, saying, "No, I've never seen him. No."
Oh, really? So interesting. And I'm going to pull the image down, kind of root around in my pocket, and I'm like, what about now? And I'm going to very specifically kind of hold my hand out to the other guy, to the guy that tensed up, and I'm going to, in my hand, there is 2 gold pieces as well.
He looks at the gold pieces, and his mood shifts, and he says, "Well, yeah, no, maybe I've seen him. Yeah, he doesn't. He rarely comes alone here, though.
Who was he with?
Oh, it varies, but he's always in the same place."
And what place is that?
And he points towards the north side of the slums. He says, "Oh, up there, usually."
That is wonderful. Desperately need to find him, and I'll twirl the gold a little bit, and then I'll hold it out to him.
He takes it.
Thank you so much. If we were to go up there and sort of chat to our wonderful friend, would we be met with any hostility? I know these times are very trying for everyone. I would hate to cause them any tension.
I would be very careful if I was you. Yeah.
Wonderful. Good to know. You've been so helpful. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Well, you too. I need to get back to work. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And the low one stands up and walks towards the tent. You notice that he is carrying a spade on his back.
Done a bit of
What?
gardening recently.
Hmm? Oh, yes,
Shovel.
definitely.
Do you think he has anything to do with the Sanguine Rose?
Because you dig that place, John?
Oh, because gardening. They have lots
I'm
of
so
flowers.
sorry.
I mean, they kept talking about their roses and their flowers, and I imagine that they
In my
require
head,
gardens.
because me and Marissa did basically the same head tilt, what you got was two very dead stares as Carla and and Casariel just turn and look at you.
Yes, Anne and Marissa also turn and look
Yeah.
at you.
Yes.
Both of you.
The whole world. Just...
Yeah.
Both of you.
Wait, aren't we looking for gravediggers or something?
John, that was very astute. That actually was a great
Your
association.
timing is way off, but it was very astute. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, thank you, God.
Oh my god. Okay. Saloon, she works in mysterious ways.
Yes.
She's got a very deep voice
Um,
today. It's fine.
Yes.
Hey,
Nothing to see.
The full moon.
Mr. And gesture to the person who's sitting at the fire.
Yes.
What does your friend do for a living? What does your friend do? He said he's had to get back to work.
He procures items for people, I guess. Like a private investigator. Yes, he's a
Are-
private investigator.
Is he a treasure hunter? He gets buried things?
You could say that. Yeah, you could say that. Yes. Yes.
I don't suppose you've heard of. We're looking for this doctor. Do you know any?
Yes.
Well, we're looking for. Daskalu, was it? Was that his?
Yes, he was an old friend from Neverwinter.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Do you know? Have you heard of him?
No, never heard of him. No. Well, you are chatting away, and like you mentioned that name out from the tent. The guy pops his head around as soon as you mention that.
Hello.
Hi there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just getting my stuff ready. I'll be,
Excuse me, what's your name, sir?
Oh, he turns around and says, me?
John's gonna approach and just like very non-threatening. And I'd really suggest that you come back and have a chat with us. And I'm gonna cast suggestion.
What's my saving throw on that?
I believe it's 15. Let me see. Yes, 15.
Motherfucker.
Is
is 14.
Is that a meets it beats it situation?
I believe it's the same as the. I don't know. I think it is meets it beats it. I think in the same way as the AC. So yeah. So if you get 15,
I had a 15. So.
Oh.
However, he might have a -1 on that. So let me check.
He's willing to
it
break
is
something.
a. Sorry, it is a. Hang on. I think it's a wisdom save. Let me verify that.
They're usually wisdoms,
is
yeah, when
wisdom
it
save,
comes
yeah.
to that, yeah. Anything to do with,
He's
like,
neutral
your
on that.
charisma.
Okay, so what I threw is 15.
Okay.
Oof.
That was worth checking.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah. John's first attempt at honeyed words.
It's okay. It didn't fail.
Let's say.
I mean, fail.
So yeah, basically, in that case, like it is a verbal component. So he said some words that you didn't quite catch, and then he said, "I suggest that you come sit with us and chat for a while."
And he will take you up on the sitting part.
Mm.
I might as well sit here.
Right. And so John is going to gesture to both of them and say, "May I?" and start sitting down.
Sure.
We have been looking for a friend from where we come from. I believe, Carla, you know more about him than either of us.
I mean, yes, I, you know, strange activities, strange bedfellows, all that kind of, nonsense. Gosh, I can't quite recall who me on to his case, but, yes, no, we'd heard of him. He was a little bit infamous. We did a job, well, you guys did a job with him for me, so, you know, quite friendly. And we've been looking for him because we left a certain item with him when we were departing, and when we, you know, agreed to come together again, we thought we would give the item. Yes. So we know him, and we're desperately looking for him because he has something that would be very important to us if we were able to
We
get it back.
have found something that we think he would be interested in as well.
Yes. You know.
So it's sort of a mutual understanding between you.
Mm.
Right, but then you should also.
We
know
have
where
something
he
we'd
lives,
like him to,
don't
you know, sort of examine, if you know what I mean. You know?
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, no, I fully understand you.
Mm.
Hmm.
But this was back in Neverwinter. We're new to Barovia. I don't even think he knows we're here, so it would be lovely to see a familiar face.
Hmm. Yes. Maybe.
You all right?
What? Hmm.
You all right? You look tired.
Hmm. Maybe. And he just stares at you.
Are you not eating well? Are you all right with your current situation?
The other man just chips in and he says, "Oh no, he's doing fine. Long work hours. Pay him no mind. He's just a bit and looks up at the little drizzle that's coming down. A bit under the weather, aren't you?" He just elbows him. Yes.
We're all under the weather.
That's a good
Such
way to
a
put it.
true statement. That's deep. Very deep.
Yes. Very.
Hey, John's gonna look over at Carla and he look at his own pack and he's gonna pull out 2 gold and goes, "Could you help us out? We're trying to find our friend."
He takes the 2 gold and he says, Vasily, sorry, Vasily. He says, yeah, no, Lungari is really
Dascalu.
up there. Right. Who you said?
I was trying to find our friend Dascalu. Give him some maybe share a drink with him for old time's sake.
I've never heard of that name before. No.
Are you
Alright.
sure about that? Carl is going to say and kind of really look at him in the eyes and cast Charm Person.
Wow. Okay.
Wisdom save 14.
Okay. All right. Haha, 14. But I got a
You
minus
are.
1 on that. So that's a fail.
Ooh.
All right, you got him charmed.
Dr. Dascalu, we were just chatting about him.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, like I said, like between you and me, we're desperate trying to find out where he is. Would you happen to know even how we would get in contact with people who know where he is? That kind of thing.
We don't. Okay.
Okay.
He beckons you a little closer.
She like kind of sidles up with a big smile on her face. Yes.
So I usually shouldn't tell you because tricky situation and all that, but we work for him, but it's through, like, we never directly get to meet him. We work through like a liaison, we get drop-off points, and, like, you get the idea, right?
Of course.
So we don't directly get to talk to him. But I mean, if you really want to find him, one of the ways to do so is, if you happen to have, like a special package or something that you'd like to deliver to him, perhaps you can ask my companion over here, Dorvok. He might be able to assist you in delivering that, or he might be able to give you the password. And Dorvok just like looks over his shoulder at what was just said and can't believe that was just said, because that is very, like, not everyone's privy to that. And he says, "Oh, he's just had too much to drink. It's like,
I think maybe
been a long day."
we just are very connected, and I think he understands exactly. I think we understand each other very, very well. And I'm going to kind of look at him in the eye and give him a wink and kind of go, "Isn't that right?" As expecting him to wink back.
Oh, yes.
So, it might be a lot for strangers, but we are in this line of work, John.
Oh yeah, I think we were.
Don't make me do it to you too.
Oh, of course. Weren't we? We were going to be going by the Wizard of Wines at some point. We might even be able to pick up a bottle to share with Daskulu for old time's sake. Just catch up with friends.
So your friend
know
seems to
what?
trust.
You know what? I'm in a good mood. Donovan says, which is the Dorvan. Dorvok says, the one to the north. He says, I'm in a good mood. When you go to Kresk, you know where Kresk is, right?
Oh yes, we've
Of
been there.
course.
Right. So in Kresk, there is an innkeeper. That innkeeper serves as a drop-off point for certain items. He should know where to bring the items that are being, dropped by him, or at the very least, he knows whom to contact that comes to pick up said dropped-off items. That's all I can tell you.
Good to know. That is.
Do we need that password? Of course. For that?
But there is no password.
You just lied to me. Oh my god, apologize. I'm going to say to the guy that I've charmed.
The guy that you've charmed just laughs back at you and says, "Of course there is a password." He knows. He's just being silly.
Dorvak, come on. You wouldn't lie to us. I mean,
Blink, blink, blink.
any of us. And he's going to hold up the weapon, not in a attacking manner, but just sort of making it known that he has it. You wouldn't lie to us. Come on, me, my friend here, and Carla. Come on.
I still, even though it's not an attack stat, I want you to make an intimidation check on that.
I love it.
Kind of is.
I'm. He's starting to get a little bit more confident in his power, and I think yes, he'd be willing to flex it.
Fair enough.
I rolled an 11, so that's an 18, good sir.
Wow.
Bruh.
All right. Dorvok says, "Oh, okay. Like, I don't. As long as you don't mention our names, I'm fine with whoever. Like, you might have just picked it up somewhere. As long as you don't mention my name, I have a wife and kids to feed.
Of course not.
Mention when you get over there. Make sure you have something with you. Just wrap a couple of leaves in a bundle. I don't care.
The wine.
Oh, of course. Or that. Ask the innkeeper, or tell the innkeeper that you found something very organic and you're looking to sell. That should bring you there.
I understand.
That's all I know.
So helpful. So wonderful. You've really helped me reconnect with a lot of my friends. Your names will not leave our lips. Isn't that right, John?
Of course. And John's going to, while this was being said, he's like sort of slowly coming around to sit down next to him and just sort of put a hand on his shoulder and say, thank you very much. You've been incredible. And
he's not particularly jumpy, but you notice a complete discomfort at your gesture here.
no worries.
And Carla's going to turn to the man that's charmed and said, well, we need to go and find my friend Lingari before he moves elsewhere. So why don't you enjoy the fire, perhaps do a little jig. A little jig around the fire.
You know what? Why not? It will keep me warm. And he just
Those
starts
days.
doing a little weird dance around the fire that just looks weird if just one person does it.
Well, we'll be off. And she'll leave.
All right, let's go visit our friends.
Mm-hmm. So wherever he pointed out to me where Lingari was is where we're going. I didn't actually pay much attention to that part.
So yes, to the north, and towards the north there is these are elevated city structures. They're not really walls, but they're elevated. They're like stone, sort of like walling going up, and in between there is a stone staircase.
Just so that we don't walk into something like we previously just did, perhaps it's not a good idea to encounter him inside a structure where he has the advantage. That's actually probably first day learning for us, really. They're walking into the windmill. I didn't think there were going to be 3 hags, so that was on me, but I don't think we should do this again. Could be a safe house for tons of Vistani in there.
No, that is true. We could, I could do my little trick and turn us all invisible. Scope it out.
Idea.
And then make a decision.
I suppose. Or if
I want to kill him more than anyone, as much as anyone.
could you make you two invisible? I'll just knock and maybe a visit from an old friend. And then if he tries anything funny, you get the jump on him.
He dragged us to a forsaken land, stole our goods, and left us in the middle of the forest to die.
Did you
want to
running
knock on the
because of
door by
him?
yourself?
Oh, I didn't mean he was actually a friend. That's what Carla was saying with them, and I thought that was a good idea.
Let's turn us all invisible and we'll go scope out and see if he's actually there. We're not just walking into a den of vipers.
Yeah, I may be a little bit jangly. I need to be very, very careful.
Yeah,
You
I don't
know-
know how stealthy I'll be.
I mean,
No, I think it's a good idea. If you want to take a bit of a look, just remember what happened at the coffin maker's place. Try not to go too far off and make sure that we can
Are there any
get
windows
to you if you need any help.
around here?
This is not a building. It's just an elevated plateau that you're walking upwards.
yeah.
Oh, so we can see are there any walls?
Oh,
Where you are right now, there's accompanying walls going with you. But as soon as you get to the top of it, those walls go down, so you can look over them.
Oh, okay.
well, what's in there?
You need to walk upstairs.
Carla's gonna walk.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. You walk upstairs, and Carla,
Mhm.
as you take your final steps up the stairs and look over the little wall that is in steep decline at the top of the stairs, you look and see something that I'm going to share with you next week.
Exciting! Okay.
It's a little early, but this is the perfect
Yeah.
cliffhanger.
Okay, good,
Yeah.
good stuff, good stuff.
I don't want to say I
Wow.
told you so, but I feel like
Fun.
I'm gonna say I told you so.
I kind of
Yeah.
want to name this "Fun in the Slums," but no, probably not. There's more happened. There's a lot of stuff that happened today.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. The absence
It's
of
a
memory.
little on the earlier side, but if we don't cut it off right here, then it's going to be another hour.
Yeah. No worries, no worries. Whew, good stuff.
All right. Well,
And I think we're
Yeah,
actually over 4 hours. We're at 4 hours because we started a half an hour earlier than our normal time, so we're still.
That's true.
Yeah, we're good.
Well, thanks for
Uh,
joining us, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was
It was
a lot of fun.
good.
Yeah.
A
Thank
lot
you very
of the
much.
story developed. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. If you're watching us on Twitch, thank you so much for watching us on Twitch. Be sure to follow us on all our socials. If you
On our
can catch
Discord.
us while we're live, and yeah, on Discord as well. If you are able to catch us live on Twitch, remember that during our break you can talk with us in the voice chat. We always love doing that; it's fun. And with that, I hope to see you guys again with the next episode, where we'll undoubtedly learn what's up here where we're standing. So we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.